It's a celebration, bitches.
That it is.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to 3-Star Draw. It's every other Wednesday, so that means it is time for Down South Boys Talking Toys. 7's Wild with me, 3-Star Draw, and my cousin.
Pop Blender, what's happening, man?
So how is it going? What you been up to today?
Oh man, not a whole lot. I do have a picture that I'll show you what I was up to today, and not for long, not for as long as I wanted it to be. I wish it was longer. This picture right here was taken a little while ago. Man, dude, stupid, like. I don't know. We start talking and it gets real goofy. We didn't get to hang out for long. War Chest Full of Toys was here in town. He had I don't even know what to call it. I thought a convention. It ended up being something that was well below his expectations. And his partner, one of his business partners he brought in named Ty, was a really cool dude I met. Guy was a singer. Too actually did some stuff in Branson and stuff like that. That was actually really cool, and I wish I'd have known that earlier to kind of talk about music a little bit. But yeah, War Chest came into Nashville for a little 2-day thing, and I had a little time today because I worked yesterday and tomorrow, and so we had a little time before the stream tonight to hang out. And wasn't long enough, but he's heading back tomorrow. This was a 2-day thing, and they came into town and they were like, this is some bullshit. And and what they told me of it, yeah, it sounded like some bullshit. So so they're actually heading back tomorrow, and sadly hit me up earlier than I thought, and I was like, man, I want to meet you. Let's go to the toy store that I go by. It's a good toy store. They have everything there. What everybody here collects, what you collect, I collect, and more. And so I'm going to send him the address. I pull it up. They're closed on Wednesdays. They're closed today. Closed on Wednesday in Nashville, Tennessee. Closed on Tuesday and Wednesday. And so that really kind of just put a wrench in the whole thing, but yeah, at least we got to hang out for a little bit, have a couple beers, and just shoot the shit. And so, but yeah, we took this one picture, which is indicative of, yeah, right. But it was fun, man. It was fun for the couple hours or whatever we got to hang out. So that's what I did today. I know he had wanted you to be able to come by, but obviously your schedule is kind of, a bit different and not as open. But we also didn't, it's not like we ate dinner. We didn't sit for 5 hours. It was just for a little bit, just a couple hours at best, really, it seemed like.
Well, that's good. I'm glad y'all got to hang out. I hadn't talked to you today, so I didn't know if y'all actually got to meet up or not. So
yeah,
that's good. Yeah, I'd like to hang out, but I'm not a go do something after work kind of guy. So, and I never know what time exactly I'm going to get home. So it was just much of a time crunch.
Totally
for me. So I'm glad you got to hang out with him though. It's good to see him.
Just for a minute.
So, good old War Chest. Did he spill any tea? Did he tell you any stuff that's coming out next year?
Actually, I'm going to do a stream with him at some point in time, but I actually know a bunch of shit. And I mean like a bunch of shit.
Nice.
I'm not going to talk about it here, but I owe it to him to come on and talk about it if he wants to. We discussed it. Not today, but previously. But there's a bunch of shit. And what's funny is everybody out there right now in the chat can find out this information. You actually can, but you need to understand Discord. You need to understand Reddit. You need to understand how to use them and other platforms, because the information is there, but you also need to know maybe what you can and can't share. But there's some stuff he can. And I told him, I said, if you want to come on, man, we'll cut it up, man, just for fun. And you just lay it all out there just for the hell of it. I'm not going to get no views off of it. Nobody comes to me for toy news. We know that. But, yeah, dude, like there's a lot of shit that's on the horizon. So it's fascinating. The timetable is weird on it. But as Bobby Wold says, what was the release date on that Fatal Fluffy? But I'll just leave it at that. But 2-pack. But anyway, so yeah, it's interesting. But there's some stuff out there. If you want to really find it, you just kind of have to know how to get to it. But yeah, anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fun. We didn't talk about that. We talked about anything other than toys, to be quite honest with you. So
Um, nice. Well, like I said, glad y'all got to hang out. Wish I could have done it if it was a weekend, but maybe he'll be back over a weekend. at
yeah,
some
yeah,
point,
yeah.
so
He
when
he
you're off.
definitely he definitely wanted you to be there. He mentioned it too. He's like, man, I wish you could have come out for at least a little while. So, but that's it. That's all I did. And I know for you, probably just another work day on a Wednesday.
Just another Wednesday at work's pretty much all it amounted to. No interesting items to report from my work day. Didn't like literally nothing. It was just a bunch of driving and a bunch of bullshit. So let's go ahead and say hi to the
Yeah.
chat before we get too far down the rabbit holes,
do
and
it.
then we'll talk about what we're going to talk about here in a minute. So what's up? Derek Holloman is here. What's going on?
What's up, Deke?
Got the crusty old crow, not just a crusty old crow, the crusty old crow. And you know what that means?
Only one. Only one.
Oh, what's up, Shane? Same time toys, and what's good, everybody? Looking forward to a package from Shane that should be showing up before long. Matthew Matthews here, Mammy Nestor saying nerds. Turk Mark.
Big Matthew.
What's up? Let's see. We got Zep.
Hey, your mic's doing some funky stuff, just to let you know.
Oh, let me guess. Was that a text from Matthew?
That was not, but yeah, that was not actually. That was a random one I wasn't expecting. But no, it wasn't from Matthew. Although I'll get an Instagram post from him of some kind.
All right. How's that? Is that better?
Much better.
I was too far away.
Wanted to let you know just in case.
All right. Let's see. We got Stu for lunch is here saying, what's Stu saying? Yeehaw, it's time for them boys. That's right.
Stuford.
Daredevil Dave in the house saying, let's talk toys, sounding like old man.
Oh, that's a reference to a comment on the live stream last night on the Toy Story 5 trailer. He said he was going to bring it up, and that's okay. That's okay.
All right. Joe Araz in the house saying, boys, like Roger Rabbit. Yeah. Please, Eddie. Let's see. Bobby Wald is here saying, congrats on the gold episode. Thank you.
Are there anniversary gifts? Should I have been shopping for something? Is it wood? Is it like silver?
It's plastic. It better be plastic with what
I thought you was gonna say platinum, and I was about to say you shit out of luck, buddy.
Hey, look at my grill. I got them platinum rings. Hell yeah! Somebody should have let me know where to register.
Yeah, service merchandise. Sales.
Service merchandise. Oh man. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it, man. We'll see. Aaron Ronnie Trickshot is here saying, hey, pretty boys.
Hey.
How's your mama, man?
Hey.
That one does Zoro snap. As I hit my top down setup over here and knock the camera mount
3
around.
snaps. Golly.
That's
in years.
That's a clip I need to get right there. I'm gonna have to clip. I'm gonna have to get that.
Yep, good reminder. That's beautiful.
G.I. Jetman is here. What's up, Jetman?
G.I.
Billy Butch is here. What's going on, brother?
Big Bill.
Joe Hunter 73. As soon as I get back to that, what's going on? How you doing, man? Good to see you here.
I'm digging the pic too, by the way. I'm digging the pic.
Oh, the thumbnail.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
we'll
no,
talk
well,
about that.
not just the, I'm talking about Joe Hunter's
Oh, Joe
avatar
Hunters.
/ YouTube channel pic.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
digging that. Metallica.
yeah. Let's see. Lisa Hargrove's here from
Hello.
Florida. What's going on, Lisa?
Duval. I think she might know where I'm going with that. I think maybe she is. She's tell me in the if you know in the chat, Lisa. Duval.
R.I.P. Oh, it's a different Duval.
I'm thinking Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's
Liam Cohen, but that's
yeah.
a maybe. I may be right, maybe wrong. She'll let me know.
Dave saying, is it weird that I'm listening while I'm naked in the shower? It would be weird if you were listening while clothed in the shower, Dave.
Listen, y'all, if you do a stream, chances are I've listened to you naked in the shower too. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I am a YouTuber 365 days, 24 hours a day, practically, or 365 days a year. So, yes, chances are I have watched your stream while washing my body.
There's only so much time in the day for being
Hey,
on the replay
I
squad.
ain't scared, man. I ain't scared. Everybody, if anybody watches this show or my show or whatever, they know I don't care. I will tell you.
And sometimes you need a break from listening to all that T Swift. So
I do, but honestly, I'm a more of a Mariah Carey man myself.
as long as it's not Christmas. I wanna run with you. Travis, wonderful
Beautiful.
in the house and falling asleep, catching a replay tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, it's all good, Mr. Wonderful.
Thank you for stopping by, Trav. And Steve saying this show has the best hat game in all of Toy Tuber land.
Man,
Use
Matthew's
Boys
gonna
Military Shop as a sponsor.
man, Matthew might come after you. Matthew might come after you. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't piss him off.
I had a
do that.
choice. I could go Biggie Smalls or Indiana Jones, and I went Biggie Smalls.
Ooh, okay. All right. Respect for sure.
Lisa saying yes. With the Duval.
Yes, that's awesome. She must be a Pat McAfee fan. Just a guess.
And Sean Jones is in the house. What's going on? How you doing, Sean?
Big Sean.
Let's see here.
Everybody's big Sean, Big Lisa, Big Turk, Big Roddy, Big Stu. That's
G.I. Jetman saying, Pop, don't take this the wrong way, but your AI pic in the thumbnail looks like Andy from Toy Story.
wow. Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna look at the thumbnail, y'all, here in a few minutes because there are some comments I definitely have about me, but definitely about you.
Lisa says it keeps deleting my messages. Are you probably putting something naughty in there?
Yeah,
YouTube likes to do that.
I was
it flags
just responding.
Stuff.
I don't know. I don't get it, but and that sucks. And I know I can't see it just in my position here. But yeah, YouTube's weird. I have like 3 words that are kind of blocked on my auto blocked, I guess you could say. You can probably take a guess at what they are. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. YouTube's always weird, to be honest.
And it like changes its preferences. It's fluid. It's
Billy Butch.
It's flag word fluid.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Bill.
Absolutely.
I need to get a new one. Not that this one's wore out. I just need a different color.
Okay, I do too. But here's the thing: the ones you got me, the interesting thing about them is A, the material, but B, is that what they do on camera. Can you see that? Do you see what they kind of do on they
bunch of wavy lines?
Yes, the red and the black and white, and so it's really difficult because I've tried to go on and even I record a video with it, but it's almost distracting in a way because it just doesn't want to react properly with the camera. So it's weird, but I love them. I just they act really strange on camera depending on how the lighting is. It's just it's odd.
I didn't even really think about that when I got them. I was thinking, houndstooth. Like that's,
Mm.
yeah,
No, I
just a
totally get it, but
houndstooth.
I think it's the material mixed with just that color combination and just
Yeah.
really weird things. Ronnie, how dare you?
So I think we got to the bottom. Now we're at the bottom of the
Almost.
chat with Wraith Mace saying, "Evening, gents. We are the Hammer."
Man, and you know what? Because Wraith's posts show up for me, but also it's posts from the Wraith Mace community show up in my YouTube feed a
Hmm.
lot, and so you can tell Wraith Mace has grown from when we started getting on here and like
Oh yeah,
meeting people and stuff like that. And then it's like, Wraith's like, man, I'm really going all in Warhammer, right? Which he already was. But then it was like, hey, I kind of really want to grow this thing. I want to do live streams. I want to do video game plays, stuff like that. And he's kind of, and you can tell, like it's grown.
oh yeah.
It takes a long time. It takes a dedication, but I can tell because it shows up in my feed as well. But not only a great dude, but it just shows you like if you just keep plugging along and you just keep, it's not easy, but you can tell he's made some progress and
He
done a lot of hard work.
puts in the work. Always puts in the work. Wraith's got a good channel over there to come over and watch him play the Warhammer games.
I'm in the middle of Space Marines 2 myself with a friend that is a regular at work, and that game is fun as shit.
It looks fun.
Two player co-op, and it is just fun. It's a fun game. For those of you who like to play games, Space Marine 2, okay, Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2, sequel to a game that came out I think in like 2000 and maybe 9, maybe before then. It's a fun game. Kind of linear. It's a classic, reminds me of an Xbox 360 game. You blow shit
Yeah,
up, you destroy stuff, you have an objective, you go do it. It's not an open world game, so it kind of guides you down a path with some
yeah,
little
linear.
surprises and secrets off the beaten path. But it's a really fun game, and it's actually fun to play with another person. So I've actually been making my way through that with a friend of mine from work. It's good, really good.
Nice. Stu saying, do you have any bowl of soup hats, like bowler hats? No, I thought about getting a bowler, but I couldn't find one that I liked. There's a shop that I like where I actually got Pop's hats that's got all of the fancy hats, and they had a couple bowlers, and I tried a couple on, and the ones that I tried on, I don't know if it was the color or what, they just didn't look exactly right, and I can't like not see. Like if I wear a bowler hat, I feel like I should have a pocket watch.
It's interesting, I think we all feel this way in the chat. Like, if you like to wear a hat or whatever, it's one of those things where, like, certain ones they make your face look really short, or they make your face look really long, or you have a long chin like I do, or whatever, and butt chin, as people say. And it's like certain hats just look good, certain hats look really terrible, and it's like if you like to wear a hat, it really you get very particular about it. And I
Yeah,
was never a big fedora person for a long time, but then it's like, about 8 years ago, there's like a couple I was like, I kind of like these, and haven't expanded the collection, but I think we're all very particular about stuff like that. I can honestly say I think we very much are very particular about that. But I do see a new sub in here for you, 100%, man,
yep.
which is
Oh,
freaking awesome, always awesome.
I will hit that. Stu was making a Caddyshack reference, which I
Okay.
didn't get, but I get it now. So it went right over my head. What's up, Hinderer Collector 41? Yo, Joe, new sub. Hi, welcome to the chat. And thank you been in on Backyard Battlefield with Crow, I do
Okay.
believe. So thank you
Awesome.
for the sub.
Awesome.
I've gotten a few new subs lately, so I want to
Fantastic.
thank anybody that might have subbed and be listening. So um and of course all you old people too. All you old.
Like one Steve Martin, a fantastic comedian.
That's right. Says a local Walmart had the snake eyes polar bear for 50. Thought about you. I appreciate it. That's getting in the that's right. That's right. I remember y'all talking about that now. Um that's getting in I'll buy it range is $50.
Oh shit! I'll tell you right now, I pick it up for $50. Kind of sat out on it when it came through on pre-order and all that kind of shit. Sat out on it now. Obviously, you pick and choose, figure it out when you want to get it, and prices are kind of all over the map with that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'd go for 50 for sure. I think that's about as low as you're going to get it. You're not going. I don't think you're going to find it for $45. I mean, good luck.
I mean, some people like he's found it at Walmart for 50. I think the one near Loki Wartooth had it for like 35 or 40, but none
On
of the
clearance.
Walmarts, yeah, on clearance.
Okay.
But
So and in the chat, I want you guys to let me know. Did you guys capitalize on the $20 Walmart rack display that was set out? I will tell you, I went to Walmart the other day with my son. I think it was on Sunday. And no, they did not have the display. Yes, they had Big Lob, Night Viper. They had Lifeline. They had Hit and Run, which I didn't have Hit and Run. I picked him up, so I have Lifeline, Hit and Run. But they basically, and they had out of the new wave. What's the one I'm missing?
Mole,
They had the MORAP V2. They were all there. They were regular price at $28, but they were all there on the pegs. Plus some of the retro carded, which have been there for a while. They have a retro Viper, um, but it's like opened on the side. And so whether that matters to you or not, chances of them giving a discount next to none, if I had to guess. But bottom line is they had the new wave there.
yeah,
They had one big lob, like 2 or 3 Night Vipers, one Hit and Run, 2 Lifelines, but they weren't $20, which was the deal you got
yeah.
when you went to go that day. And again, nonetheless, I go by Target, and they have a little thing I like to call not shit.
And at Target, you might be able to get them to knock 10 or 20% off of that half
Probably
open
right.
Viper, but Walmart's gonna tell you to go fuck
Nah,
yourself.
yeah. So, but could have grabbed big lot. I mean, look, I wasn't really going to spend $80 or what, 30, 60, $90 for 3 figures. I said, hey, I'll grab Hit and Run. I'm sure I can grab Big Lob whenever I want. And anybody else. And you told me, hey, you need to get Night Viper. We had already left. I had to run the back. So I'll get a Night Viper. I'm not, these are figures I think we'll all be able to find. Right. I don't think we're going to have a hard time finding Night Viper or Big Lob or Hit and Run or Lifeline or V2 Mole Rat, which I think is a whatever. But it was interesting to see them at Walmart after months and months and months, years of not seeing shit. And then all of a sudden, these guys start showing up in the wild, which is really a shame, man. Like, it's a damn shame that 19 out of 20, 49 out of 50 trips in the wild produce nothing. Right?
Yeah, a lot of
literally.
times.
You could go over the course of 2 or 3 years, you could go 50 times to Target, which is not bad. That's an average, I would say. A lot of people love going to Target, Walmart. I like looking around. 49 out of 50 times produces nothing. That is my take on that. I swear to God. So it's taken that fun out of it to me. It really has, man. And it's I still get let down though when I walk down that aisle, even when I know what I'm in for.
Yep. Although, I mean, you said it yourself, that is improving, at least in certain spots. So,
But like Derek says,
you don't have them.
That's so weird to me. The display that went up where you were at for Walmart and the one I'm at, which are 2 pretty damn good parts of town. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Pretty good parts of town. People that have money. You would think like, okay, these are the stores that are gonna, right? And the one you went to, fully set up, ready to rock and roll. The one I went to never put the display out. And then it took 5 days, 7 days, or longer than that, a week and a half or whatever it was, to have those figures on the peg. That's really interesting to me. It's fabulous. I don't know.
It's very, very like weird which stores got that thing and which ones didn't. I will say what's up to SCS Dog saying aloha.
Yeah.
What's up? I got a couple comments highlighted I want to hit here. Turks saying I've never seen the display. Billy Butch saying no rack, just the Lifeline. Snake Eyes is 60, so he's got the Snake Eyes. Wraith it said got classified hit and run, but he loves his custom. There's some good hit and run customs out there. Derek saying he got Big Lob in the mail yesterday.
Word.
Bobby saying, is anyone ready for the cancellation notice for that upcoming Walmart exclusive? So Night Creeper.
Well, I will tell you that my card already got the old pre-run thing from Target for the Cobra Law guard. Like, you know,
was it for the guard or was it for Zartan?
Oh, you know what? No, it was for Zartan. Actually, no, hang on. Yes, it was for Zartan.
Because the Cobra Law guard is not even up on Target's site. There's a link. I've clicked on it, but you got to have the link. It's not actually live on the site. Just like all of the Target shit where it'll be out for 6 weeks before they ever put it on the shitty app.
Yes. Yeah, it was Zartan. That's right. It was. But they went ahead and they ran that. Now, it's not due to ship out until what? April 3rd through the 8th or something. I think somewhere in there, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was something like that.
I think it's May 1st.
Is it May? I mean, hell, like I said, I could be wrong. And as much shit as I look at, you know, don't hold me to it. It's fine. But, and people in the chat probably are maybe looking at it right now, you know, and will tell me, but nonetheless,
May 31st.
Okay, May 31st. So yeah, the it's just interesting because, you know, Target likes to do that. They'll run your card like 6 times. And of course, people always say, "Hey, buy the gift card. Buy the gift card. Then you guarantee it." The red card. Oh yeah, the red card. So, but it is a weird thing where it's like, okay, I get a notification, you run it, and they'll do it like 5 or 6 times. It's just the weirdest thing.
It'll fall off. Yeah, everybody hates it. Evil Dookie is here. What's up, Dookie?
Big Duke.
Let's see.
Big Duke.
Understand. Bought Night Viper at GameStop for 21. Got it for 8 for the discount. Big Walmart, Big Lob at Walmart, hit and run, Saw Viper Retro Front at Pulse. So you're talking about seeing Big Lob. So I figured we'd talk about that newest wave of figures that everybody's
absolutely.
I've got 10 figures sitting on my table.
Okay.
And I have 4 of the 5 of the new wave sitting here, so I could grab and talk about. Guess which one's not over here. Well, I finally got him to stand up, so I don't want to touch him.
You talking about Big Boy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look, I get it. People dig it. And we'll talk about it, about the buck and everything. That's great. I mean, you know, it's different, whatever.
I did, so I went in, I'm going to say what's up to, Clint Jorgensen is here.
Hey, Clint.
I just saw there. Yeah. Just had him
highlighted. Hello, Clint.
I did go in a Walmart today, and it's not the one I talk about that has the big island display that I found the dire whatever Viper Ghost Viper at. It's not that one. It is the other one that still carries classified. And I went in there today because I always go in there and check that store when I'm in that area. And I went back to toys and looked classified, and they had a bunch of retro Flint and like that one poor retro Cobra Commander has been there for like 6 or 7 months,
years.
And they had one, and I couldn't believe it, but one hanging on the peg of this guy.
Oh
They
wow.
had they
Okay.
had one V2 mole rat, and I haven't seen new boxed figures there for a while,
Okay.
and everything else was gone. So I don't know if they got a mixed case. There were no other ones, no hit and run, nobody, just one V2 mole rat sitting there on the shelf. I'm like, well, at least the stuff is flowing and they're getting them. So I'm glad I wasn't like looking for them. Dreadnought taking a break from watching Rockets to check in. Hope you're ready for the collapse. Yeah, unless you're talking about toys, I ain't not ready for maybe ready for a toy collapse. Let's see. Lives by the Walmart's by all the celebs. NSYNC member lives there. He does. He lives. I don't know exactly where he lives, but the city he lives in is like 25 minutes from me. That's where a bunch of them live there.
Um yeah, the it's interesting that like all of a sudden GameStop has become like this go-to when before you wouldn't even, it'd be the rare chance you might walk in and see a figure that you missed or somehow they have it right. um Sometimes they're completely way overpriced, right?
Yeah.
Like they have them but it seems like more and more people are going to like GameStop to to find them. Now, as Matthew mentions, yes, because I also have encountered a couple of GameStops that have closed around me, including Cool Springs Mall. Is
Oh, the
gone.
one in the mall closed.
It's gone. Yeah, it's
Oh
gone.
wow, that's there's another one outside the mall, but that's like they were a gold mine
Been
last
there for a long
early
time.
early last been there since the mall opened,
Yeah, been
to
there
the best of my
for a long,
knowledge.
long, long time. Yeah, they are gone. We were just there on Saturday shopping for a suit for my son, and for his birthday, and I just happened to be walking by, and I looked to my left, and I was like, "Oh, shit!" And I said
Yeah,
something to him. I said, "Oh, GameStop closed," and he was like, and he probably doesn't even really remember going in there
yeah,
much, but yeah, he just was like, okay. I mean, they closed like 500 stores recently
they
across
closed
the
a
world.
bunch.
And so,
Um,
yeah, some of those might be around you guys out there. Um, Even if you haven't been in a while and you think, oh, GameStop, it's reliable. It's the one that's down by Kroger. It's the one down by Publix. It's the one down by the pizza place I go. And then the next time you drive by, if you haven't been there in a while, might not be there anymore.
it's just empty. Jetman saying is Monster Force Chatsworth gun broke. Emailed BBTS and they refunded $90. Well,
Damn.
um, I'm glad they refunded you. I hate that it broke. People seem to like that figure. I canceled the shit out of mine a long time ago.
Well, and
But
I'll ask about what the story is for that after I say that that's pretty sweet that they actually did that. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't replace what you wanted, but that's still pretty sweet that they did that. Now, why did you cancel yours?
I backed out of that line, and it's like an $80 figure. And when I first saw some of the ones they were doing, and what they were doing with Operation Monster Force, it's just like, I like what they're doing. I hope they never really get into cryptids though.
Okay.
And I mean, cryptids, big ass machine gun notwithstanding, cryptid. And I just haven't been collecting them. So it's like, they just don't really fit in. I can spend that 70 or whatever on Joe's.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
got Lawrence checking in, Punkle Toys. What's going on, Punk?
What's happening,
For
buddy?
stopping by. And Matthew saying all the Game Stops around me closed. So
Yeah.
there was one that was near the Walmart that I went in today. And it was really the only GameStop that I went in with any frequency. And I didn't go in that one much.
Yeah.
And it closed probably about 3 or 4 months ago. And I was kind of surprised because the city that it's in, it's a rural, smaller city. And like for something like what a GameStop would sell, it's a desert in that city. Like you got Walmart and you had GameStop, and that's it for like 35 miles in any direction.
Yeah.
So I was kind of surprised that one closed because there is a small but dedicated like collector whatever this culture market in that city. So I was kind of surprised that one closed.
I mean, just from a sales perspective, right? I mean, depending on what you're
Yeah.
doing, and salary, whether it's worth it to you to stay open, how much is the rent, all that stuff. I don't know what goes into that, but it is kind of a bummer though, because if you want to say hey to US right there,
What's up,
um,
Dojo? Good to see you.
I it's just kind of one of those things. Like, I think a lot of us remember, the midnight video game releases, or the
Oh yeah.
console premieres, the standing in line at the mall for a GameStop, or outside of one for this and that. I stood outside of one for an Xbox Series S just a few years ago when they released the Xbox. I was the third in line to get one.
Yeah.
And that's more recent. But like, a lot of us have those memories of standing outside and waiting for the release of a game at midnight and stuff like that. And it is the byproduct of kind of the world we live in now, where, and we're all guilty of it. We shop online now. We don't really buy a lot of physical product, but even those of us that do, uh, we get it delivered to our houses now. We get delivered to our
Yep.
apartments now. And so the idea of even just window shopping is kind of a gone thing. And so in a way, it's a byproduct of that, but there's a lot of fond memories of going out and walking into a place. And I just talked about it with Target or Walmart, like shopping in the wild. And it's when you find that thing, or that it's a hot item, but you come across it, right? And it's very
Yeah.
exciting.
Like,
That's
oh,
yeah, it's a fun holy grail kind of moment. And and so GameStop was a big part of that for a really long time. It's also a big part of, if you're a video gamer, being able to trade in games you don't play or don't give a shit about, that you bought, that you found out you didn't like, and being able to at least turn that in and get something that you do like, regardless of what kind of shitty credit they gave you for it.
yeah.
It's just that, that whole idea of trade-ins, used games, and then of course, as Dreadnought mentioned, in the last several years, they've gone more collectibles and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
it's
as physical media is dying, they've got to, they got to
pivot.
diversify
Yeah,
what they're going to do to get people in.
yeah.
So,
But it's just
uh,
a bummer, because it was one of those things that we have all kind of somewhat grown up with, or at least as adults have had for 20 plus 30 years, and it's just disappearing, and at a very rapid rate at this
yeah.
point. It just sucks.
Stu saying, did you see the story that Dark Horse Comics founder Mike Richardson's out after 40 years? I did not.
I didn't. I did see a Dark Horse comic story come across my phone earlier today, but that was actually not it. So I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Billy Santa rushed out trying to track down Cobra Commander, was hitting store after store, even paid full price for him. Now he's just peg warming alongside Stalker and the Cobra Trooper. Well, that was my number one figure. That was my figure of the year, was that Cobra Commander. I love that retro. I surely paid full price for him.
Yes, I do too. I'm a big fan of that figure. But yeah, it's hang on. All right, sorry. I just had to look this up. So, for any of you that happen to watch my stream on Sunday night, which some of you did, I talked about the video game industry and who owns the studios, who owns the properties, right? Why are we getting the games we're getting? And then I just literally found out, did not know this, that one Embracer Group owns Dark Horse Comics since 2022. And that's interesting that after 40 years that the CEO is out at Dark Horse, but they were bought up by a huge conglomerate in 2022, Embracer Group. And if you look into them, then, and you maybe reference the stream or see what I talked about, then maybe that it might have a little bit to do with maybe why this CEO is saying sayonara after 40 years. I don't know, but that's interesting. I didn't know Embracer owned Dark Horse, so it's a connection I had no idea about, but it might explain some things.
Might have something to do with it. Nolan is in the house, which makes this Toy Tube official. I understand. So what's up, Nolan? So let's see. Check out what all we got to talk about. So you want to talk about the thumbnail real quick? You wanted to. you had comments on this thumbnail.
Well, I guess my thing of it is that so there's a guy that works at a golf course that my job is right across the street from. And he's the guy who does maintenance on the golf carts. He's the one that, like, brings them out to you for your tee time, whatever. And I would swear to you that you took a picture of him and you put it in place of yourself. And I'm talking arms, hands, teeth, beard, face, hat, body. As in, you were replaced by a guy who literally works across the street at a golf course here in Nashville. And he just horned in on your thumbnail and was like, nah, fuck it. I'm in this one. You don't look anything like yourself in this thumbnail. I love it because it's just funny as shit. This is seriously like the teeth in particular.
The teeth, dude. I was thinking about something about Mary, where he's like, "Oh yeah, you just set tight choppers."
I mean, seriously, like, this is beautiful. Oh my God, it's awful.
And like, I could see a little bit of me in there. You look more like you, but I could see a little bit of me in there. However, I think it made me look like a giant version of Hornswoggle.
Both of our arms are like, man, we had an allergic reaction to something before we took this picture. Like, we had some chocolate that you're not supposed to eat dark chocolate. Because you know what happens when you eat dark chocolate, and all of a sudden, like, our joints just swole the fuck up.
We got some kind of joint, like, malady, like we got
the Run DMC shirt underneath the undershirt.
Well, that's actually what I'm wearing in that picture.
Oh, certainly. So, yeah, it is.
I wore the shirt. I almost put the Run DMC shirt on under.
Oh, God. Yes, that would have been beautiful. But the uncanny-ish valley / like hyper excited, the eye, like, ugh.
So your eyes look like that stupid filter that Aaron used for a while on some of his shorts, the baby shorts.
God bless America. Look, folks, here's the deal. When you use a filter and you do a short or something on social media, for the love of Jesus, don't use that fucking baby goofy voice, round face filter with because it does. You're right. It looks just like this. That shit ain't funny. It's not funny. It's fucking stupid. It looks and sounds stupid. Don't use that filter. But that's what this filter looks like. You're 100% correct. That's what my face looks like. Oh, no.
Crow says these look like the guys who would play you both in a Crime Stoppers ring. But other than that, pretty standard fare. I did a little bit of prompts with this, but I had a couple of reference pictures of us from this day.
I will say, the hurricane glasses are a nice touch. I do love a good hurricane. I'm not gonna lie. And if it came with an umbrella, orange and a cherry, I'd be all in. If I was in New Orleans, I would fit right in with this swollen joint picture. Oh God, I just noticed My thighs, holy shit. My
Your thighs are like the size of the biggest Thanksgiving turkey you can buy.
I can't eat. What's going-
I love doing these. This shit is so much fun.
I know you do. It's goofy as shit, but it is fun. But yeah, this picture I just couldn't. I had to at least reference it, and when I saw it, I was just like, oh wow. But you do at least. I kind of somewhat look like I do. Not a great version of me, but like a scary Halloween version of me, like serial killer version of me, I guess. But you look like a completely different person.
Yeah,
You truly
it's
do.
like I like this. I'm not gonna keep dicking with it. Like it's funny, and funny is what I was going for. So
Oh no, it's great. And Bobby, Bobby, yeah, that'd be interesting. Look, I thought, have you guys, those of you that have children, you ever thought about it? Like, I wish, and I had this idea when my son was born about taking a photo of him every day for
yeah,
like whatever, or eventually it would have been like every week or every other week for me. But the idea was to take a photo of him every day for like 18 years in the same, right, from the same distance, whatever. And because it's really cool to see those kind of things, right? Like to see people who have done that and watch the growth of a person every day, and you do the hyper speed, like, speed up over
yeah.
18 years. That shit would be really, really cool. So, Bobby, you have a good idea. I'm not going to lie. You actually have a good idea. And probably could go in and take a screenshot of us just over the course of time, last year and a half or whatever.
Let's see. I got some stuff highlighted here. Let me get back to it. So, HK Viper was in the house that I had highlighted way back up there at start.
Love it.
Uh, somewhere. Okay. Either way, what's up, HK? And then Crow saying, "Don't use filters, period, unless you're trying to get a dude in the UAE to fly you out."
Right.
And Jetman, so asking, is anybody army building the Royal Guard
Good
figure?
question. Good question.
Hell to the gnaw.
Nope.
I don't have that figure yet.
He's on pre-order from Pulse for me. I just looked with Airtight and Numbnuts. Honestly, I just looked.
Everybody's been waiting on that Numbnuts figure to get
I
here.
can't wait on Numbnuts. He's such a clown. Yeah, whatever one other one but I swear to you guys,
Sunbathe.
Lord, I apologize. I am
Be with
not
the
the
pigs.
most knowledgeable toy.
Be with the pygmies down there in Guinea.
Oh my God.
So Royal Guard actually. So I've been to Target like the days that I went out looking for him.
Okay. Yes.
When I found this wave, and then I've been in one more time. I've been back in the same Target that I started in. They didn't have him, so I'm not like tripping over myself trying to get the Royal Guard.
You messaged me that day that you found the $20 figures. You said, "Hey, the Target in Mount Juliet shows they have 2, something like that, right?"
6.
So
That's
okay,
what's
so
in a case. 6
you
to a
already
case.
know by the time that either one of us got there, they're gone.
Yeah.
Like you know that. I'm not going to drive them. Come on, man. But
Yeah.
would that have been cool? Yeah, that'd have been awesome. Right?
It was where I was at. That would have been a hard hour getting there, and I was just like, I didn't even pre-order it. I could have pre-ordered it and I didn't. So
Yeah.
however, it has been coming up in and out of stock at Hasbro. I guess probably where people are finding it at Target and probably canceling their pre-order, and they're
Okay.
releasing them in batches. That's what they usually do with those.
Okay.
Probably wait till they get 20 or 30 or whatever and then put them back up. So I did actually last night look, and they were available, and it said low stock. And I'm like, all right. So I added one to the cart. and it's in my cart, and I sat there. And I was like, do I really want to buy this right now? It's 47 something after taxes and shipping or no, taxes and shit. I'm currently still a Pulse Premium member. I will not be when it expires.
Okay. All right.
But I hemmed and I hawed and I didn't buy it. And it's in the cart. And it was like 10 minutes later. And I was like, man, you know what? Like, fuck it. I and went back, complete your order, and I got the error message. One or more items in your cart's not in stock. So it's still in the cart. So the way that works is I just leave it in the cart, and whenever it's up, it's up. They did move the date up to March 9th on Pulse. So he's going to be shipping next week from Pulse, and then it'll probably be back in stock for infinity after that.
Yeah.
But to go back to G.I. Jetman's question, no, I'm not Army. I can't afford to Army build $47 a figure. I will get one and then another one possibly whenever they go on clearance, because they will.
I mean, you've really got to say, hey, I'm committed to Army building these. And like I said, it is a great question, because for those that love to, like, I would expect Woody to have a fleet of them.
I think Woody said he was only going to get 3 because he don't really like those guys.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. At the same time, I could see him going, maybe not. Maybe I don't either like them, or maybe, I'm going to hold back on this. But and of course, jokingly, mention Woody, because we all know, we know Woody loves to
already
purchase in bulk. But on the real side of things, like, yeah, that cost part right there, that prevents people from saying, you know what, I want 3, I want 4, I want 5, because that extra cost, it just does. And so, yeah, no, for me, I mean, I'm not an Army builder, but for those that are, I would assume it probably is altering how many that you want to build, right? How big do you want your army?
And with that figure particularly, like they've got so many different looks. Like, you can't fault them for trying. So
sure.
I mean, the money, like the cost, I think, I don't say this about a lot of the stuff, but I think the cost is there for the Royal Guard figure, because you get so much stuff with it and you can configure it in so many ways. And so if you got 3 different heads, 4 different heads, whatever it has. So, but you can only use one at a time. So you need 4 different bucks to have all the looks or whatever.
Right.
So I can't really fault them for trying. And from everything I've seen, like, it's a badass figure. And there's a lot of people saying it's in the running for figure of the year, or at least going to be in a lot of people's top 5s as of now. I mean, it's March.
It looks great, but I gotta know, like, is this another Nemesis Immortal on my hands or not? Like, I gotta know, because it has, for me, it has that similar kind of bulk to it. Yeah. And so I need to know that, because that was probably, for me, out of the entire classified line, at least for what maybe I was looking forward to, that has to be like the most disappointing figure for me. Not because it's plain like some other figures that maybe I'd be disappointed by, not because it doesn't come with enough stuff, not because it maybe has a different camo pattern or a camo beret, you know what I'm saying. It's because that figure and what it could be and what it turned out to be was a huge disappointment, in my opinion. And I hope this, or at least they learned lessons from that.
Yeah.
From Nemesis Immortal.
From what I have seen and heard, it's way better. Like, Nemesis was just shoddily made.
It's brutal. Brutal.
It just the construction of that figure. and the heft, the bulk of that figure, like and it's almost the same kind of problem that I've got with the Big Lob figure. He's not bulky, but he's tall, and he's got weak ankles. And I have a lot of trouble getting that Big Lob figure to stand up well. So, but Royal Guard, from most of the accounts I've seen, people seem to be pretty satisfied with it.
Okay.
Say what up to 610 Yojo Daddy, saying, "What's up, fellas? Hope y'all are having a good night. Y'all smash that like button and subscribe. We got 30 folks watching. So
Hell yeah.
if you hadn't hooked that up, hook that
Yo,
on
yo.
up. Tony's Figs saying, "What up, fam? Guys doing good. Probably better than I deserve, Tony. How you doing? How you doing?"
Big Tone. Big Tone. Big GI. Big Mamu. I can't. I
Big
can't.
Mamu. Big
Big
Mamu.
Big Mamu. Says Royal Guard's a great figure, way better than Nemesis. Yeah, man. Look, and I know, and you did mention that to me, and if there's an opinion I would take, especially from a construction standpoint, Matthew is a good person to know or talk to about something like that, because he has a lot of stuff. He collects a lot of stuff, and he, takes a lot of pictures, so he knows what it's like to try to pose and get these figures to stand and do other things. So if there's anybody that's going to be putting them through the gauntlet, it's Matthew for sure.
Yeah, and if you get them out and you like play with them, take pictures of them, whatever, it's reposing them, posing them, playing with, taking pictures. That's playing with them these days. You really know, like, if they're gonna stand, pose,
Yeah.
all of that kind of shit. So if you do any of that, like, you already know what's gonna fall over and what's gonna stand up. And then let's see, Billy Butch saying he's out on Cobra Law strictly due to the cost.
Understand.
Jetman says Nemesis Immortal is the one figure I'm looking for at Joe Fest, hopefully. And like,
buyer beware. That's what I just typed. Buyer beware. That's all I gotta say.
And it sucks because it's known that it's not a great figure, and it's still like $120 or whatever. Like,
wild, man.
So it's. I would say look around. I'd almost say, like, try to get some shit and try to trade for one. Like, try to get a hold of whatever the new hotness is and see if anybody wants to trade. And you might come out better. I don't know. I know what that figure's going for, and it's not worth it. But I know you like Cobra Law, Jetman. So is it worth it to you? So, but if you're trying to get all the Cobra Law, then you gotta have Nemesis Immortal.
Oh, sure. And everybody has their own price. Everybody has their own level of what they'll do, right? So it makes sense. And if you are a big fan, then yeah, sure, you do what you can.
What would you do for a Klondike Joe? Roughshod Stalks in the house. What's going on, Roughshod? Good to see you here, Mr.
Hell
Signal.
Yeah. Big Rough.
Hey, Big Rough. Big Verg there with him. So let's see. So the new wave. So you haven't opened any of them though, right? Like the ones you've got. You hadn't opened them yet.
No, I actually haven't. And I was going to get out Hit and Run and Lifeline today, actually, but when I kind of got the word to kind of meet up with Scott and everything and go kind of do that,
the figures are going to be here. He's going to be back.
Yeah. But I actually was going to get him out, and I did go by my local comic shop because I was trying to see if there's anything I missed, and there was nothing there in my hold box either. So there's a couple things that I was gonna do today, but what do you think, man? What are you thinking? I mean, I love the look. I love Lifeline. I love the look. I know a lot of people make the jokes about the helmet or him in the helmet or whatever. I mean,
when you get the helmet on and the glasses on, it it looks okay. Whatever you do, don't just put the helmet on and not try to get the
Right.
glasses under it. But
Right.
he looks it's better in hand. I still think he looks like Mr. Larson from Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
Um, but he's better in hand than I thought he was gonna be. Um, all of them really are pretty good figures. For me, the standout in the wave is looking at them and thinking about messing with them for pictures and stuff. So the winner of the wave for me is Night Viper.
Yeah,
Barely
you're really high on this figure.
barely edging out Hit and Run, Night Viper and Hit and Run out of this wave, but I actually like them all. Like none of this wave sucks.
It,
But
it,
Night
yeah.
Vipers, man, this dude this is one of the best army builders that they've done yet.
I guess my thing is the shininess factor, like,
He's a
just
gleamy.
didn't quite. And I had my son with me actually when we saw him at Walmart, and I held him out. I had Big Lob and I had Hit and Run in my hand, and I took a picture of all of them and I set them up on the thing and I sent it to you. And I
Yeah.
said Walmart, my Walmart, and I sent the picture to you. And when I had them all set up, and my son was like, "Man, that dude's really like shiny. Like there's a V thing. It's like whatever, whatever." And
And you can't not see it either when you
yeah,
look at the
it
figure.
really is. And not a big deal, but for me, I guess it just was kind of like, okay. I mean, I break it down into difficult to find kind of thing.
Yeah.
And to me, I just don't feel like any of these are going to be difficult to find if I want them.
Yeah, I mean, they're all in stock on
Right.
Pulse like this whole wave, so they're gonna be there. But I really dig the Night Viper, and then and like Dreadnought says here, like they're great. And talking about take the scope off, and he's got the
Yeah.
infrared red under. I didn't do that in the review because I didn't want to fool. Like I didn't want to snap it. We all know what happened with the original Night Viper was you snapped that
Right.
scope thing off. So, but on my other one, when I got my other one from Pulse the other day, I just hit it with the hair dryer and it popped right off. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot it had a red lens under there.
But as
So
Dreadnought says here about the ankles, the joints, and everything, is that something that you noticed? Is that something that people in the chat have noticed with the Night Viper? That the ankles, the joints, like are they, is that super solid? Is that something that you're like, hell yeah, this is what I'm talking about?
so this one, my second one that I got from Pulse, it's a little loose on the right ankle. The left didn't like that, but the right ankle is a little bit loose.
Okay.
But it's nothing like what Big Lob is. Nothing like what Big
Is
Lob
he
is.
really loose?
Mine is.
Really?
Yeah,
I
he's
mean, I know
like,
you mentioned that, but like, I
yeah,
guess I just didn't realize that he, on the
you gotta
review.
you gotta bend his ass all around like he's Samara from The Ring crawling out of the
Wow.
TV and shit to get him to stand up. At least my the one I got is that way. And I actually like the figure. Like I like the way he looks. I like his stupid ass accessories. Um,
Yeah,
th-
that's
that
also for me that doesn't quite.
that's that's why I went ahead and got him because he just kind of grew on me.
Yeah.
But just the one they sent me, like he does not stand well. So I didn't even grab him because I finally got him to hold his pose, and I've got him in the back of that shelf in case he falls. He just falls backwards into a
Okay.
booty.
Yeah. Right. Because yeah, your shelves. That's disaster, bro. That's
Yeah, there.
disaster if you get
Yeah.
if they don't fall backwards, then it's a mess.
Um, Frank Dumont News here saying happy 5-0. Thank you, Frank.
Hey, Frank, what's
Uh,
up?
and Todd C is also in the house. He's been in here for a minute. So what's up,
Absolutely.
Todd? That sucks, DS. My big lob is good. Only the torso. Yeah, that's the other thing. The torso on him, the ratchet on him is
Okay.
it's not any looser than some of the other figures that have come out recently, but combined with the ankles and his height, it's a challenge to get him to stand up. Um, the kind of good side about it is that once you get him posed around, you can actually get him in some cool basketball poses, but it's a trick because you're just trying to get him to not fall over.
So in
But
a way, in a way for me, this is what I envision for Big Lob, okay? And tell me if I'm wrong about this or in the chat, let me know. But what I envision is like if you have a basketball goal, right, accessory,
Mhm.
and you just have him on one of the kind of like you put your divers in or your air figure, right, whatever, right, you put the little
Yeah,
waist clamp around him and you just have him dunking on a basketball goal. Forget him
yeah.
shooting a gun, forget him like out in the field. Just take that son of a bitch, put the basketball accessory hand, and then just have him dunking on a basketball goal. To me, that would be like the starting lineup way,
I'm
and in a way that's kind of fun because he's to me not a soldier. He's not a
nah,
GI Joe in that way. But if he's like, hey, this guy's good for morale. He's one of the reserves. He's a team player around the pit. And you want to play some basketball with him. You want to play a game of ping pong. Flag football. Big Lob's your man. And then I'd have one of those like basketball goal accessories for a 6-inch scale and just have him featured that way in my collection. If I was going to put him out, with everybody else, I just have him dunking the damn basketball. To me, that would seem fun. But obviously doing the movie poses with Tunnel Rat and him, trying around him or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's like that'd be the only other way I would do that with Big Lob is just kind of have him in that role rather than a soldier. He's not a soldier. Come on.
I'm gonna go back to next time I'm in the neighborhood. I'm gonna go back to Ollie's because they still have some of those starting lineup
Really?
basketball dudes
Yeah. Hell
for
yeah.
$3.99. That
That's the way to go.
last time I was in there, they still had like 20 of them things. So
Okay.
now I'll buy one just for that. So um and Todd says I have him saddled with Tunnel Rat like in the movie, a kid, a kid. I actually want to do that. I haven't done it yet. I actually want to see if I can get him to stand with Tunnel Rat like wrapped around him, but I haven't tried it.
yeah. I mean, that's I don't know. Reenacting those poses is fun, but to me, it just seems like that would be a more fun way to display him with my
Yeah.
figures, and it's to have that.
Um 610. I put the Jordan Space Jam 11s from the Mafex Michael Jordan on my big lob, and it looks great. Yeah, but I mean that and Mafex Jordans, that's like $150 figure now. No, I
Right.
mean, last time I looked at it. So, all right. So let's get into some topics. So we're going to talk a little bit about
Let's do it.
the movie that's going around about GI Joe, and then going to talk a little bit about not much. We're not going to get deep into the weeds. Just mention Hasbro trying to get some money back from the gub'ment. And let's see, we got a Kickstarter that's getting ready to pop off that people might be interested in. So we got a few things. So if you want to talk about the movie a story, you have that. You're a little more versed in those things than I am.
I mean, just a little bit, but it's you've also kind of read a little bit about it. We brought it up. Let's see here. Let me share this bad boy because we brought it up. I brought it up actually the other night on Sunday night. Let's see. Gotta love ads. See if we can get
Yeah.
past them. There we go. It's funny when I brought this up the other day, there were no ads. So I just want to know what everybody thinks about this. Number one, I guess Danny McBride being a part of writing a GI Joe movie script. Not that because he's about probably the same age as we are. Okay, I
Hmm.
haven't looked it up. I don't know his exact age, but I'd say he's in the ballpark. He's with us within a year or two here or there, give or take one or the other.
49.
There you go.
It's
So,
actually has the same birthday as Punk.
okay.
He's a
So
year younger.
it wouldn't surprise me that he's a huge GI Joe fan. That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense to I think all of us. He's from that time period. He did get into entertainment, but a lot of times, people are stuff from their childhood. They take that as references. They take that as stuff that they use in the future. And it wouldn't surprise me at all that he's a huge GI Joe fan. Um, Max Landis, not that I know a ton about him, and I know he ran into some Me Too, crap a few years ago.
Accusations.
Right, but never charged, nothing like that. So there's going to be some people that are really upset that Paramount is maybe using him to do this movie or wanting to at least try to get this thing off the ground. But I'm okay with people who have been accused and never charged. Like never, because that means that chances are there wasn't enough there, really. It was a big nothing burger. Okay.
Yeah.
But regardless, the interesting thing about this story is not only that they're talking about doing a adaptation of G.I. Joe, which brings two questions. One is, what are they going to adapt? Comics, cartoon, a blend. But the other thing is that they're going to do two different scripts to try to figure out maybe if they can either put something together or maybe competing scripts so that makes
Yeah.
one team write better than the other, or maybe it gives you something to choose from, a couple choices. But I'm really curious. To me, is would you guys like to see them adapt the Energon universe, which is kind of the newest thing we have, which is not necessarily a period piece, like 80s period piece. The way the Energon universe seems to me, and I don't know if you agree, it could happen now. Or do you go in and try to do a period style thing where you adapt from the 80s and you lean into that aspect of adapting whatever it is you're going to do for a G.I. Joe movie? Is it strictly G.I. Joe? Do you add a Transformers element, right? Do you do Cobra Law? So those are kind of my questions about what the scripts look like and what would you adapt, really? Like, what would you want to see them adapt, I guess, is kind of my question for you.
For me, I mean, I guess it depends on which way they were going to go. So I am kind of suspicious, or apprehensive with Danny McBride being part of it. I
Okay.
like Danny McBride, and I'm glad that he is a fan, so that gives me hope. However, I want very little of Danny McBride in a G.I. Joe movie. I
Uh,
don't want Tropic Thunder with G.I. Joe characters.
okay.
So
Which I
I
love
hope.
Tropic Thunder. Don't get me
Oh, it's
wrong. I
great.
love Tropic Thunder. But yeah, I agree with you there, at least as far as that's concerned. But would you be more on the side of
Oh, comic.
comics
Original
over
Marvel
cartoon?
story. Yeah, original
Okay.
Marvel. If they have to update it a little bit to make it fit. Now, we've always talked about it being more of a 80s, doing it set in the 80s, doing a period piece. I know that's what Crow really wants to see if we ever got one.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that, but it's going to be us taking our kids to see it. Um, if they want 18 to 30-year-olds to go see it, they're probably going to have to modernize it into at least the 2000s, early 2000s.
Right.
Um, you know, I would think, and as long as they just updated the technology and uniforms, all that kind of stuff, I would be okay with that as long as it didn't mean they had to write out key components of what we like in the characters. I would be okay with modernizing a little bit. I do not want any kind of futuristic bullshit like the GI Joe movie that we've gotten.
I agree. I don't want them to go that direction. It for me, it's either you lean into a period slash kind of somewhat Cold War 80s where you blend 80s technology. And when I say this future technology, what I mean by that is some of the outlandish technology that Cobra had. Now, some people
Yeah.
say, "Oh, what about the nano machines, or that chew up the Ferris wheel or whatever?" And the okay, I get it, and I can see that. Um, but like I personally, I would be totally okay with them uh, adapting a mass device, you know, weather dominator type story. I know it's goofy in a
See, Jet Man.
way, but have a good night, buddy. But at the same time, I think that you could just lean into that and do it well. At the same time, you're right. It depends on who you're targeting. Because if you're trying to get new people into the IP, then you're gonna have to modern sensibilities. And what I mean by that is maybe from the military aspect and from the uniforms and where they're from and all that kind of thing. But to me, I'm like, I think you go all in on the, American super secret task force.
Yep.
And, you know, Cobra is
Elite.
a, yeah, and terrorist organization of Cobra. And you just play into that. Um, I just wonder, and, Dreadnought theatrical release, I mean, if they're gonna go after Max Landis and Danny McBride, I don't think they're
Yeah.
talking about making it a streaming movie or a
I think
streaming show.
I don't either. And I think a lot of that depends on what He Man does. And I think
Actually,
He
you got
Man
a
is gonna do
good
well.
point.
I think He Man is gonna do very well. And I think if this comes to fruition, I think He Man, we've talked about it. I think you and Matthew have talked about it. He Man is either going to open the floodgates or it's going to slam them shut for another 10 years.
Yeah, it's if it's done well and it brings a certain sense of nostalgia and a certain sense of like, yeah, I remember when this was cool. This was fun. This was a cool property. Then yeah, it could go either way. If it's really bad, it may very well set back any adaptation of something from that period of time. Yeah,
Yep.
more than 10 years, it might just kill it. You
Yep.
know, um,
So,
I'm surprised the GI Joe movies that released, a few years ago. uh, The second one, anyway, definitely killed momentum. But then the Snake Eyes movie, to me, did more damage, in my opinion. I
oh,
think
yeah.
that was you. Got to either a be a super super fan of Snake Eyes, and then B, I think a lot of GI Joe fans think there's more to GI Joe than Snake Eyes. And it's like if you're gonna do Snake Eyes, you got to impress me. You got to bring something. And I
I
think
think,
they absolutely just jerked that movie off so
yeah,
badly.
it was awful. What's up, Viper Scout? I think the Snake Eyes movie was their attempt at going after new fans and not enough fan service to people our age. I think that
Right.
was their attempt at kind of reimagining the characters, but leaving enough familiar in there that we might like it. So I hope they learn from that and they stick to, they heard the people and were like, yeah, this ain't G.I. Joe. Like, no, this is not, this is not how it is. Give us what we know as GI Joe.
So
That's kind of how I feel about that Snake Eyes movie.
yeah, and I mean, look, there's a lot of good comments in the chat about what they'd like to see or what they think. There's obviously some funny ones too, which is great. But There's one thing though that I have to bring up to you guys about this headline. Okay? This headline very easily could say Max Landis returns with G.I. Joe movie at Paramount exclusive.
Yep.
They felt compelled to put the middle part in of this sentence, which to me, a certain kind of person automatically is going to dismiss the rest of this sentence, and they're only going to focus on the middle of it. And to me, that's the insidious part of a story like this, because not only does it get brought up at the headline, it gets brought up obviously in the article. But I just think that it's one of those things. It's like, you don't have to include this in the headline. You literally could just
nothing to do with him being involved in the movie.
So then it gives the connotation, well, G.I. Joe is toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
You may not think it on the top, okay? May not come across off the top of your head, but subconsciously, it's like, oh, they're going to do a G.I. Joe movie. Oh, well, you mean G.I. Joe from the 80s, the military, action cartoon with the hooded guy. And then, they're going to bring in this guy who is Me Too'd. I know it sounds dumb. I know to some people it sounds like a stretch, but there's a reason they put that part in this headline. And I hate that, because really it just should say Max Landis returns with G.I. Joe movie at Paramount. The other shit has nothing to do with anything.
Nope. I agree.
So we'll see. Look, I think all of us in the chat, and you and I, obviously would love to have a coherent, fun G.I. Joe live action movie.
Yeah. I mean, there's a way to do it. I just hope they go that direction.
That's a needle that I'm glad I don't have to thread.
Yeah. Same here. Be a Turner and Hooch with Mutt and Junkyard. I would be there opening day to see that.
I mean, it would be fun if you wanted to center it around like Mutt and Junkyard from their perspective, or maybe not from their perspective, but like maybe they're the main characters, and then through them it comes together. But I feel like really to get the buy-in, it's almost like they have to follow the trope of Duke or Hawk going out one by one, finding Scarlet, who's working on or she's in an archery competition, a biathlon, I don't know. And then, you go to a restaurant and there's a roadblock, and then you go down to the bayou and somehow you come up with Gung Ho, who's in the middle of fighting a couple bad guys, crooks, and then
barroom brawl. Yeah.
And then you happen to go out and you find, shipwrecks, sailing a ship, about to go out, and and that's how you gather your team. And I really hope they don't do that.
I would like to see a little bit of give us some flashback exposition, have the team, and this is how we found Shipwreck, or, when we picked up Shipwreck in that whorehouse down on the waterfront, we told him he could either join G.I. Joe or go to the brig. And, give us 10 minutes of that, 15 minutes of that, and then bring us up to speed with, and now they have to work together as America's highly trained special mission force. Do that. Like, I don't need origins for every single thing.
Yeah, it's just one of those things to me where I could see them following down these same tropes of, gathering the team, and then the first mission they go on, they kind of bungle it and they don't get along. And they're like, Scarlet doesn't like Duke, but there's sexual tension there. And then, there's a mysterious ninja over there, but he never talks. What's his backstory? I could totally see those tropes. I'd like to see them maybe just adapt one of the storylines or comic runs that's a 3 or 4, whatever you want to do. Maybe, you know what? Maybe start that shit out in Vietnam.
That'd be fine with me, and show the backstory with a little bit of backstory with Stalker and Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, and then roll
That would
that
be
into how they get
fantastic.
in. Yep, that would be awesome if they
So,
would do it. That'd be great.
something like that, I think would be cool. But we'll see. We'll see. It's years away from being done. Maybe they just decide to do the Energon universe and they incorporate both. But yeah, we'll see. I want it to be great. Obviously, do I have faith that it will be? Not really,
Yeah,
but I do like Danny McBride. I'm not gonna lie. I do like what Max Landis has done, and save for a couple of things Danny McBride's done that weren't really very good, like a new Exorcist movie. I do like what he's done as an actor, as a writer. We'll see. But if he has the
yeah.
same passion for it that a lot of us do, then I'm sure he'd like to also stay true to what he grew up on. So we'll see.
If he can put as much into that as he put into the Righteous Gemstones, I have hope. So,
Yeah, right.
like
Yeah.
the effort, not the humor, but the effort. And we got war chest full of toys in the house. What's up? Sorry, I was not
Yeah.
able to meet up with you today, but good to see you here. And he's saying if Shipwreck was at a whorehouse, I would have seen him because I was
And that's true because we talked about it earlier.
there. uh, Duke gets kidnapped somehow, forced to entertain Destro and Cobra Commander. Then the rest of Joe has to rescue him. I like it. Carlos Salinas in the house. What's up? The team together from McGruber.
I mean,
If it works,
right. But Viper Scout kind of has my thing. I almost kind of like think you just get into it, right? And you just quickly maybe introduce a character's name and and through their actions or maybe just the way they are gives you an idea of who they are and their uniform. And you don't have to do the classic like, where'd we pick this guy up from? He was
yeah.
running a fruit stand on the side of the road and holy moly, that's blowtorch. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know. It's like
He was out catching crawfish. Whatever. So Viper Scout saying Desert Storm's too old at this point. Afghanistan and Iraq would be a better jumping off point. Again, if they can modernize it and keep the same elements for the same characters,
yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine with that, unless they straight up make a period piece. So
Yeah, I
that's
kind of
what I'd
I don't
say.
want yeah, I don't want modern. I do
No,
want them to go backwards because I think
yeah,
there's a lot more fun and fantastical that you can have with not being modern.
yeah,
Right. And I think the tech and the tactile nature of what weapons and computers and like screens and stuff used to be where now we just touch a screen, but back in the
yeah,
day you used to touch a button, right? You had to press the button in when you typed or on the uh ATM or on the tablet. Now it's just it's a screen, but you used to have that tactile sound of pushing a button and like a typewriter almost. That I think is what needs to be brought in rather
yeah,
than just a modern, where they're standing around and they got the hologram thing where they rotate the base
yeah,
and right here we're gonna show this is where we're gonna attack and it goes. That's I don't want all that shit. I don't want
yeah. I
that.
don't
I
either.
want I want more old school kind of thing. I
I'd
think that'd be
say
fun.
probably 2008, 2010 is as far back as they need to go. When it was kind of changing, like so bro, it's when we got iPhones and all of that shit, and but most everybody still had stuff with physical buttons and no, not really touch screens on everything yet. But that would probably be about as far back as I would want to see.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I think for it to
Um,
really work though, you got to go back to the '80s. In my opinion, I think you really do for that to be really like brought in and be part of the universe and everything.
um,
Kind of like the Alien movies, if that makes sense. Even though
yeah,
Aliens in the future, the
yeah,
tech in the
yeah.
Alien movies is very retro '70s, right? Like '70s, '80s
Like,
kind
look
of
at Star
tech.
Wars. I mean, they
Yes,
got
yeah,
lasers and
and
giant push
dials you
buttons.
yeah dials you have to move up like
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
have to dials you turn like that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Viper Scout saying Maverick was modern and it worked, but he was also flying a brand new state of the art plane in that movie until the very end. So it was modern and it did work, but it's kind of apples and oranges, I think. I love
Yeah,
that movie,
the
right? But
contrast was that they had to steal a plane from an airfield that was way outdated and
yeah,
overmatched, and they had to figure out how to. So that was fun. That was a
that
fun way
part.
to incorporate that into their situation in a modern Top Gun movie. That was a fun thing that they
Yeah.
had to do. I agree.
Uh, Dave saying Energon comics TV series. Uh, First season ends exactly like the last page of
Okay.
the Dreadnought War. Yep, I'd be down.
Yeah.
What's up, Lady Virgo? Cool. How you doing? Good to
Love
see
it.
you.
Love it. Love it.
Saying
Love it.
Hell's Bells. Hey y'all, what's happening?
Hell yeah.
And then we got this guy popping in saying, "Howdy, gents. What is up, Adam? Shark Eyes. How you doing? Have you got the snowcat yet? Is what I want to know, Adam.
Yeah, right. Damn.
I'm
He would
expecting
get
a
it.
review any day.
He'd get it a year before the release.
Uh, yeah. Billy Butch would be great if they did a 10-episode intro series on Paramount Plus to give us
Okay.
backstories. Each
I like it.
episode dive into different characters, building them up before the movie drops. That'd be awesome.
I'm not opposed to a series, actually. I almost think certain things deserve a series rather than a movie because you have too many components to introduce. And I think that
Yeah.
in a way, G.I. Joe does have too many different storylines. You have, Destro usually trying to subvert Cobra Commander in some way, but you have Cobra Commander trying to bring everybody into his fold through his different machinations. You have the Joe team that you got to kind of get together and put them through the paces, like I was saying earlier. So, like, I think it works as a series. I think it works better as a series. Honestly, I just don't know that a company like Paramount would spend the money to make it happen in an hour and a half movie, hour 45-minute movie. I don't know if there's enough time to introduce all the elements and make it cohesive like you
Yeah.
need to do. But as a series, I do think it works better. So I'm in agreement. I'm
That'd
in
be dope.
agreement there. Yeah, I'm
I'd
in
love
agreement
that.
there.
That's
Yeah,
a great idea.
I think it would work better. So we'll see. Maybe they'll change that. Paramount is spending a lot of money to purchase Warner Brothers, so we're gonna see how that affects all properties here moving forward soon.
Big money, no whammies. Adam saying, I have no Snowcat, no Zap, no Crazy Legs, no Ninja Zartan, no Royal Guard, only the kitchen sink.
Man, you can't win them all.
And with that, you know what you get.
Regular cannon you say? No, says I. Watch this, people. Yeah, we just rolled through the trailer park. What's that? What's that fella doing? Ninja stars!
Some skull
Ninja
for you right there.
Ordinary can of backy says you, no says I.
No, says I.
So the next item on the agenda is
Yes.
Bring some attention to this right here. I'll throw this up on full screen because that's kind of small. So we got Toy News International article from a couple days ago. Hasbro has joined the fight against the government to get some of their money back on these tariffs where these prices have gone up. Now, I'm not going to get off into big tangent on the tariffs or what the tariffs could or couldn't do, what everything's gone up, whatever. I just wanted to focus on Hasbro's kind of thrown their hat into the ring, and where the hell is the rest of this story?
Oh,
There's
it's
supposed to be more of this story.
yeah, usually it's the read more button or the read more tab, right? But like it's like, well,
I don't
where's the
see it.
there is no. Can you click on the picture? Can you go up and then click on that? Can you click on the picture?
That's
No.
just the picture.
Well,
All right.
it doesn't matter. The basis of the story is that you have several entities. There we go.
Here's the Reuters article
Yeah,
that it
there we go.
references here. So,
Okay. You go ahead. You fire it up.
so they are joining in. There's been about 2,000 companies, so 2,000 similar cases filed in the U.S. Court of International Trade since April, since we started seeing all of this. So these are just some of the companies up here that it mentions. So Sandler, Travis, Rosenberg, Bausch and Lomb, FedEx is part of this. L'Oreal, Dyson Vacuum,
Ooh,
some big names. Hasbro is being represented by Sadler, Travis, and Rosenberg, which also represents Conair in these lawsuits. So I just wonder if this is going to go anywhere. Like, so this is Hasbro trying to recoup some of the money that they passed on to us. So I just wonder if this will get any kind of traction, because cases have been settled. They have actually paid in the past on suits similar to this.
I mean, maybe they get some money back. I don't think even if they won, they'd get all their money back, because I don't know if you can really truthfully determine the exact amount of money. I mean, I maybe, but I think it's an inexact science, because you have to try to determine how many people. I mean, obviously, you could say, "Hey, this is how many people bought this. This is how much it cost us. We had to pass this down." But the problem is that each company has a different idea of what's profitable to them. They have different goals as to what's profitable to them. I will give you a great example. I'll give you a brand new recent example at my work. One of our beer vendors has now told us that they will no longer take orders unless they make a profit of $250 on the order. So we have to wait until we need enough product to order for them to make their baseline profit margin to then deliver to us Budweiser, Bud Light, so and forth. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do we know what their fucking profit? How do we know what their baseline is?
Yep.
Are we given their, like, how do we know when they hit their target? That's not our information to have.
It's not a number they're going to give you. They're just going to give you what they want to give you.
Right. So in that essence, like, we're penalized for maybe not being a downtown bar in Nashville where we go through 74 cases of Miller Lite every 2 days or whatever it is. We're smaller, even though we sell a lot. So now we have to wait 3 weeks before we put it. So we'll run out and be out of Miller Lite or Budweiser, whatever it is, for a week and a half until we can put in another order. So you see how this is kind of weird, right? And so I kind of somewhat conflate this to the same thing, is that, like, to me, it's like, I don't know what these companies decide is their profit margin. What's their line? How do they determine what they sacrificed in tariff costs and what they passed down? I personally think a lot of these companies use the tariffs as an excuse to raise their prices on us. Maybe didn't need to raise them as much as they did, but they raised them nonetheless, and then decided, well, we could squeeze out an extra $3 per figure, $5 per figure. Okay?
That's what I think, and Dreadnought says it here, and I agree. I at least partially agree with this.
I just, to me, it's like we don't know what makes them profitable. And so, and at the same time, it's like, I get the tariffs. The tariffs ideally are designed to not only make revenue for the United States, but ultimately the end game is to replace the income tax. And I told you on the phone that I don't know a single American, if you ask them point blank, would you rather get rid of the income tax or not? And they'd tell you, yes, of course I'd love to not have an income tax.
Yeah.
Now, how do you do that? Well, this is the proposal. What does that look like? Does it cost more per goods? But how does that offset your income, right? And does it cost you less compared to your income tax? Point being is that at the end of the day, for me, are these companies going to get money back by suing the U.S. government? How does that usually go?
That's exactly the question. I know this article does mention that. So this one I was reading? No, it must not have been this one. There was another one that I found when I was reading a little bit about this, that this happened, I think, in 2010, and they did get their money. The companies that sued took about three years before they finally got their money. But they did get it. And so I got highlighted here on the screen. Hasbro is requesting full refunds with interest on this money. I got some comments I want to get here.
Yeah.
Got Graf in the house saying happy 50th. What's up, Graf?
Hello.
Graf. And then Clint saying lots of companies have done this already. They'll get the money and won't pass it on to the customer,
100%.
the consumer. Yeah, I don't expect like to get an email from Hasbro saying, hey, those 15 figures you bought between this period and this period, we're going to send you $3 back on each one.
Right.
But will the prices come down?
No. In my opinion, they won't. They won't come down. It's this is now giving them a blank check to say, this is our new price, and we're never going backwards. Like, I don't know what world anybody thinks that they'd come back down to $24.99, even though they maybe could. I don't know that for sure, but that they only go up. They never go down.
Yeah, I don't think on the scale that they make stuff, I don't think they would ever bring it down. And Clint saying it's definitely going somewhere. The tariffs will be reinstated on another law, then lose, and these companies will get money back.
Yeah. And we have to understand this is also based off the Supreme Court ruling that the tariffs were not legal. Okay. Yeah. Just recently. Okay, so in the last couple of weeks or whatever, February 20th, I think it was, maybe something like that. I don't know.
Sounds right.
But or whatever. But so then, that's where it's like, okay, now we can get together and we can. So, either way, the realization, which is right here in the comments, is that that's not going to be passed back to you. So even if the companies get back whatever it is, it doesn't matter because they're not you know who they're not looking out for?
Us.
You know who they don't give a shit about?
Us.
Right. So, it's a win for them if that in fact happens. It's not a win for you. It's like you don't get anything out of this deal. It's nothing about that.
And Graf saying Mattel going to sue for having to move from producing in cheap China to a less cheaper Vietnam to keep Motu prices decent. That was part of, Hasbro did that too.
Right.
They went there too. So I don't think.
Wasn't that all? Maybe I'm wrong. Was that not already in the works? Did we not know before this went down that
with Hasbro? Yeah.
Right. Like this wasn't because of, like, that was already in the works, man. That happened a couple years ago where they were changing factories and shit was all
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, we couldn't get
Shit.
anything. And
Right.
that was why we couldn't get dial tone and heavy duty until the middle of last year.
So that's what I mean, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, that, it's easy to say, but realistically, some of these things may have been in process well before,
Well,
that actually is going down.
I think they went up. I think they went up. They had all of the stuff planned. They had the move, like where they're moving and they're going to sell the Rhode Island building at the end of this year, or when they get totally moved out. They had that they were looking at. They had the factory move they were looking at, and then they went up, and then move factories, and then you had the tariffs, and they jumped up as soon as the talk of the tariffs. Everybody raised everything. Hasbro did not until recently when we saw them go to $27.99. Everybody else fucking did, but Hasbro kept theirs legit, and then they raised theirs after all of this went into place, or right about the time that it was all happening. They went ahead and raised them this time. So you had all these things showing up at once. And I'm like you guys, like, I think somewhere along the way, they're probably pocketing that extra dollar. Like, they're $27.99, but maybe they should have been $26.99, or $25.49. And I think they're just kind of skimming a little and going, these damn tariffs, man, what are we gonna do about these tariffs, while they're stuffing dollars in their pockets?
Yeah, to me, it's like, there's one person who's stuffing money in the pockets, and that's Big Cox. Big Cox is stuffing them pockets, man. You already know. Big Cox.
Yeah, he is.
You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, good old Chris.
Big Cox is gonna be buying another mansion with that money he's getting back.
Making the moves and trying to get out of toys and do more gaming, more less physical stuff to have to actually.
Hell yeah! Give us another Operation Blackout.
That game could have been so good. It had the potential, man, but the gameplay is what jacked that game up. The graphics were there. Clint saying the Supreme Court was the first loss, then the tariffs will be reinstated under a new law, then it will go to the Supreme Court again and lose. Payouts will start in about 2 or so years. So that was kind of following what I had said that I'd read earlier. So Hasbro full of shit? Nah. During COVID, they started making these moves. Mattel started up factories in Mexico as well. See, I think Mexico would be a good alternative, assuming you could secure it, like keep it at least on this continent,
Right.
But I don't know. I'm not a manufacturer.
Man, dude, that's a Giraffe has a great comment that he just put in a second ago. And this is and again, let's talk 2020. Okay, let's talk 2020 to now. Okay, let's understand the time period. Now, this doesn't just apply to action figures. We go to the grocery store every week, and we understand what we're paying at the grocery store right now. Okay, those are necessities. Okay, toys are not.
Right.
Period. But we understand that, a lot of things are way out of whack with the prices. But if you look at the price differential as what Graph's mentioning, a $5 price increase in 6 years on something that hasn't changed, pretty much hasn't changed. The process is the same, right? That's a hefty price increase of $5. You know,
That's yeah,
in
it's
that
a
period of
lot.
time. That's
Well,
that's
and
hefty. 19.99 to 27.99 on classified
yeah,
over that
eight
same period.
$8 in 6 years, less than
That's
6 years.
that is extreme inflation, and not tariff. You know, okay, sure, add in, you know, a dollar or two here or there, but we're talking about like unprecedented inflation in a period of time like that. Like that is incredible. So, you know, it's, and again, you know, that short period of time to now what we're talking about, 27.99. If you don't think for 1 second that in the next 2, 4, or 5 years that won't go up again,
Yeah.
right? Like, so, you know, that truly is like that's inflation on goods that's just not normal at all.
And we haven't even seen some of the stuff that have the new price point yet. Like there's, the for the some like the vehicles and stuff, like none of that we've even seen, and talking about it's probably going to go up again. I think they'll wait as long as they possibly can, but I agree. I think it's going to go up too. It's like the All Striker. The All Striker was $99 and it came out and then they raised it $10. Like they're here. Like you
Right.
already have them here and you're going to go ahead and raise it $10. That
Yeah, and
was
I'll be
like
honest with you,
that.
it's not even a matter to me of like, oh, they're gonna hold off until they. I think they're counting down the days until they can raise their prices again. That's
Probably. They probably got a little thing in the office somewhere. It's like the days without an accident that they
yeah. Let's not get it
just
twisted. You know, let's not get it twisted. You know, like oh man, they're gonna really look out for the toy collector. They're gonna look out for the 50-year-old that pays $28 for an action figure. They're gonna look out for us. Let's not pretend like that's their MO. Like it's has nothing to do with it. They're counting down the days until they can bump it up to 28.99. Okay, 29.99.
yeah. I think that's what it'll be. It'll be like $1.
I mean,
And
it's just
see if
that's
we can
just
sneak
how
by with it.
right. And also in Australia, let's not also get things messed up. If you buy video games in Australia, it is obscene how much they charge for video games and electronics, video game consoles. But to know that a large Coke at McDonald's is $7 in Australia, and I believe that because I've looked up some of the pricing again, and especially in the video game industry, it is incredible, and I don't know how that makes any sense. I don't know what salaries are like in Australia, but I can't imagine that they keep up with the cost of a $7 Coke at McDonald's.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. And Clint saying, seriously, $7 are those Dream Team cups with these Cokes. They sent all of the rest of the leftover 92 Dream Team cups over there.
Man, that's what they do in places like, like in Africa and shit like that. They
Yeah.
send the losing teams jerseys and the losing teams, like, NFC championship losers. They send
Yeah.
those shirts over
All
there.
the ones they have printed up and they lose.
But you know what that tells you, though, Shark Guys, is that don't go to McDonald's.
Well, Steve said just order some water. Well, I want that
Right.
I'm at number 6, but can you knock, I don't know, $1.50 off if I just get water with it?
But
Try to bargain with McDonald's.
And Ronnie's right too. Like, if you're talking about like the restaurant industry, and it's like that around the world, is that, it's different, right? You have tipping over here, right? And in a lot of places they pay living wages. They pay now. what is that living wage, and is that a living wage? Well, that's up for debate. It depends on where you live, depends on what city you live in, and depends on obviously your cost of living in that city. You know, I would speculate if they wanted to pay a living wage in Nashville, Tennessee, to someone in the service industry where you didn't rely on tips for a living, if they wanted to pay a living wage as a single person in Nashville, Tennessee, to be able to afford to either buy a house or even rent by yourself, then they probably need to pay you about $40 an hour, at least.
If you wanted to live right in Davidson County, right in town, probably right.
About $40 an hour. So figure
Probably
that out.
right.
Living wage.
Yeah, it's a joke here.
That's wild.
Let's see. Only tipping happens when the leopard goes to the brothel.
They don't want the tip. They want the whole thing.
Those marsupial riders are eating kangaroos to keep the cost down. Can you eat kangaroo?
Man, you're asking the wrong person.
I'm not asking you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought.
What do you think?
Well, if I had to offer my 2 cents, which I think I got a couple pennies rubbed together, I'm gonna guess it is against the law to eat a kangaroo in Australia.
I feel like I should have asked Aaron and Adam this before, because I know I've asked them the one question that they hate is how often do you actually see kangaroo? And Adam is like, they're like deer, and we can eat deer. So
you can eat them. Okay, but it isn't common. Okay.
So here, like deer, like you can't really just like walk into a restaurant and order it because it's game, and there's certain things, laws in certain areas. So I was wondering, I feel like that's something I should have asked you guys long before now. Is it good?
It's I wonder. I mean,
I would eat a kangaroo.
Is it gamey? Is it gamey meat, mate? That's what I want to know.
It tastes like they taste like eucalyptus.
Wait, what?
I know you can't eat a koala. No,
but can you eat a eucalyptus platypus? That's what I want to know.
You don't want to fuck with a platypus. Platypus will kill you. They will straight up murder you.
Fucking, it is an epidemic around here. Fucking platypus is murking people.
You see it every morning on the news in Nashville. Somebody else get killed by a platypus on Broadway. It's an epidemic, really.
They're coming out of the fucking sewers, folks. Chud.
Chud-roo.
Charlie Murphy!
That's what I do, those platypi. That's why I do those platypi every morning. Is that what they're called? Platypi when you have multiple?
No, it's platypussies.
I should have known.
Oh, man. Oh, so Ronnie's saying it's beautiful. It's like really lean beef, no fat.
Okay.
They're fit little fuckers. And Warchester said he's had it. It's like, is that a cow emoji? I think it's a cow. I can't tell.
It looks like a dog. Oh, that it's an elk. No, that looks like a. I can't make that. What is that emoji? It has horns.
It's a goat then. Maybe it's a goat.
It has horns.
Goat's actually pretty good. Goat's
I've been called the goat before.
The throat goat. Crab says it's a centaur. I know one part of that I definitely don't want to eat if it's a centaur.
Oh, it's fucking off the rails.
We've got to rinse the tariff.
Yeah, it's like we gotta get the tariff shit. We gotta brush our teeth of that shit.
Yeah. You go use some mouthwash from
Yeah,
the
it doesn't like little cake.
platypus centaur talk.
It doesn't like a little platypus kangaroo talk to wash the taste of a tariff right out of your fucking mouth. Holy shit.
I mean,
What?
look, they're gangster.
Oh God, I would run from that shit. If that was coming after me, yeah. No, I don't want I want no part of that fucking duck-billed motherfucker.
You imagine 2 or 3 of these at 2:30 in the morning on Broadway with a buzz, wanting your car keys.
I think I've seen a couple going, "Hey boy." Yeah,
Where are you from?
they looked like the lips were the same. I seen some girls, they were doing selfies and it looked like the lips were it's very
Selfie face.
very similar.
Lady Virgo says, "Where's my holy water? Somebody better call the exorcist."
Holy shit. Yeah, you see one of them things scrambling at you, you best run the wrong way. Or the other way, I guess. Or the wrong way, whatever. Don't run the right way.
Joey Meat is Australia's answer to veal. I guess it would be.
Okay, so now we have an answer. That's good. We know that kangaroo can be eaten. We know that it's not super common, but it's also evidently pretty good.
And I knew this. That's why I was telling you guys how dangerous they are. Stay away from the rear flippers. That's where the venomous barbs are. And Ronnie Trick Shot, platypus have a poisonous spur on their hind legs. Most animals here are
Okay. Yes, and that's part of the reason I want to visit Australia, and it's part of the reason I don't want to visit Australia.
You know, I had a conversation with Adam one time, and he told me he's never seen a snake
Get
in his
out of
entire
here.
life in Australia.
How?
He told me he's never seen a snake. I don't
Because
think he was bullshitting me.
maybe they're not super common, but when you see them, they're gigantic, and they could swallow you, right? Like they could eat a human whole. Maybe that's the kind of snakes they have in Australia, whereas the common.
No, they got the super venomous ones.
I thought they had like the
most-
racers and shit down there. You know those ones that move across the sand all fast and shit? They're like I mean, this shit's crazy, dude.
They've got like three of the top 10 venomous snakes on the planet.
That's what I thought. And yet for him to have not seen one, that's crazy to me.
That's what he told me.
But hey, listen, I am the foremost expert on Australian culture and wildlife. So if
Listen to
anybody
us.
knows, it's going to be someone right here in Nashville,
Right.
Tennessee.
Right here in
Okay?
Tennessee. Listen to us over the actual Australians we know.
That's right.
They also pack heat. Don't mess with the plat.
Holy shit.
Now I just got an image of a platypus using it for real.
See, and I bet a lot of you guys thought when they showed off that little image of that collar thing months ago, that plastic collar, and you were like, you know, man, what is that going to be? That's going to be a handler, some kind of handler, you know, and, you know, people speculating. And it's like the whole time I was like, that's somebody who has a pet platypus. It's not a dinosaur. That's a pet platypus hole. That's a leash for a platypus is what that is.
No, and I bet nobody guessed platypus.
I couldn't have been more wrong.
You see a snake in Australia, it means it's ticked off. They're usually fraidy cats, but if you see one, you fucked too much with it. So,
Look,
right, so
okay,
Adam's
so-
not
so-
going around fucking with snakes. He's never seen one.
So many of you may know this. I'd say a lot of you do if you listen to our streams. But back in the day when we were kids, we used to hunt snakes. All right, we used to hunt snakes with machetes. We used to hunt snakes with BB guns. We used to walk up and down a creek that 3-Star lived 25, 30 yards from his back porch. And we used to go up and down that creek. Sometimes it would be chest deep water. Sometimes it'd be at your ankles. I'd come out of there. We'd come out of there with leeches on your body. Like that's just like it was a creek. And we would hunt snakes. And sometimes we'd use rocks to throw down on them. Sometimes we'd shoot at them. Sometimes we'd use machetes, whatever. And, but I want to ask you, the way we were when we were kids, completely unafraid, how would you be now hunting snakes? Would you be brave enough to walk in a creek up to your chest in water with a machete and a CO2 BB gun and a pump action rifle? Or would you not prefer to do that now, knowing what you know?
I think now I would be less likely to do it because I wouldn't really set out to just go and wipe the snake population off the earth.
Which is what we did.
Because I care more about not doing things like that as an adult. But no, I don't. Considering the amount of water moccasins that were in that crate, and all of the times that we flushed them out and turned over rocks and shit and somehow never got bit, I don't think as an adult I would go fucking around and finding out.
A lot smarter than you are when you were 9 years old or 7 or 8, right? Or 10. It's truly a miracle we're both here to talk to you tonight about kangaroo meat and the dangers of platypi. Platypi. Thank you for getting it right. Thank you. Or as James Bond would say, platypussy. Yeah, it is a wonder because we probably put ourselves in some really stupid situations.
I know. I'm gonna go grab a coffee.
Yeah, you're good.
The
go
banyo.
Ahead.
I'm gonna when I come back. I think we can probably eliminate what we talked about earlier with the picture that I showed you before we went on. Unless you just want to talk about it.
Yeah, no.
And we could probably skip that. That was just kind of, nobody cares about that.
Nope. Yeah.
It's good. So I'll be back and see if you want a break, and then we're going to talk a little bit about this Kickstarter that's coming up.
Yes. Let's talk about it.
Then we're going to give our top 7 favorite classified accessories.
I know that is what everybody has been waiting for.
Especially considering when I said what we were going to talk about tonight, I left that completely out. It's like the main thing. So,
well, and usually we come at it from 2 different approaches. We'll see if we came at it from the same approach, but I do have a few things I want to bring up also that I saved that you and I talked about. So there are a couple little things I wanted to bring up that I think we can go over before we jump into it. So
okay.
All right.
Let me get on with it. I'll
go right ahead. Lady Virgo, I agree 100%. Why would you fuck with any animal in Australia, including the people? They will kill you. No, I'm kidding. There's some good people in Australia. I kid because I care. I'm just messing. And let's see here. Ronnie Trickshot. If you see a snake in Australia, it means the snake is ticked off. They're usually Freddy cats, and I know Darren mentioned this earlier, but I agree with this comment because you are right. Most snakes don't really want to be fucked with. They turn around and they haul ass the other way. They don't want anything to do with that. But I'll never forget getting hissed at by a cottonmouth, and my aunt and I on the bridge out at Darren's mother. Out where he lived growing up. And that snake came up and literally reared up and was like at both of us as we walked across the bridge. And it was like, did you see that? Pretty freaky, actually. Pretty freaky. Shark Guy says Christmas Day at my auntie's house last year, a tiger snake decided to crash the party. He was soon introduced to a shovel, and for that, I am a fan of you, Shark Guys. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Now, maybe Darren now does in his old age. He's gotten kind of soft with animals and such, but for me, I am okay with the shovel treatment. By all means, do what you got to do. Nolan, speaking of Kickstarter, anyone else getting bombarded with the Paradise PD Kickstarter? Not I. However, I'm curious to see what the chat says about that. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look into that. There's a couple Kickstarters going around that I'm not a fan of, but they do not, and I know what you're talking about, but they don't have to do with toys per se, more than video games. Giraffe, sausages, and the grill forks from the Snowcat accessory not eligible for tonight's list. No, it's not because we haven't received it. It's not in hand. Lists like this are going to be really weird. And I can't wait to see you guys' responses, because lists like this are always weird, because I usually take a really goofy approach to a lot of these topics that we do, just because I like to keep things fun and light and, just on that kind of side of things. However, great accessories. Can't wait to get my Snowcat. Yeah, maybe next year. But I also didn't take into account HasLabs. So thanks for reminding me. I might have to change an answer for tonight. Stew for lunch. Snakes will try to enter an... You got me, Stu. You got me. Snakes will try to enter an axe move for sure if you're not careful. Watch your drinks, ladies. And for that, let's see if I actually have control of 3 stars. I do.
I'd buy that for $1.
Exactly.
Are you ready?
Nah, it's not the one I wanted. Oh well, I thought it was. Your goddamn right.
Let's see. I don't have that. I need to get that one.
I am the one who knocks.
Yeah, I mean, I like that, but damn. Yeah. One of my favorites, Jesse Pinkman. Bitch.
Yeah. Science, bitch. And I forgot my coffee.
Well, we can't win them all, can we? Graph, he got me. Damn you. No, Strew. Graph grew. Strew got me. I'll read anything 3 times. Yeah, very serious. Okay. Look, he forgot his coffee. Does he have to make it? Does he have to pour it? Does he have to?
No, I just forgot it on the Keurig.
I was gonna say, does he have to make it? Does he have to pour it? Does he have to do both? Does he have to just grab it? Sometimes you just gotta grab it. All right, give me two shakes of a lamb's tail, cat daddy.
All right, that sounds good. One of my favorite accessories is, in fact, from a HasLab. I heard the sausages and the sausage fork mentioned. So one of the things on my list actually is from a HasLab, and I heard him say that, and I was thinking, nothing comes with a HasLab. Like, we haven't gotten anything like that with a HasLab yet. And then I was thinking, shit, one of the things on my list actually is from a HasLab. Watch the grill forks not really fit in their hand either. Like some of the knife handles for classified, where you just put them in and it's like a hot dog in a hallway and the knife goes right through their hand. Watch the little grill forks be like that. I'm going to be pissed. Yes, very serious over here. We're very serious. Look, I go off on stuff sometimes, but we do try to generally have fun. We got to bring back, though, we actually used to do a segment on our show that I want to bring back. We haven't done it for a long time. We were going to do it on the last show, but we kind of run out of time, and that happens a lot over here. We always run over, but we used to do a little thing called You Really Want to Know What Ramps My Vamp. And that was where we would each rant about something for a couple of minutes. And it was our equivalent of Peter Griffin's Peter Griffin's little skit, that was kind of our version of it. And I want to bring that back because God knows there's something to be pissed off about all the time. Or is that just me? Let's see here. Looking through the comments. Shark talking about whacking a tiger snake with a shovel. What is whack it with a shovel? I have used a shovel as a instrument against snakes. But we used to carry, we'd strap up with machetes and BB guns. We'd look like adolescent Rambos, like preteen Rambos out there. Thank you. I could not think of the name of it. What grinds my gears? I was sitting there, started saying it, and I'm like, the name of Peter Griffin's segment just left my head. What grinds my gears? So we used to do what ramps my vamp, and I actually had a pretty good one last time. So I do want to bring that back because it was fun. It's been a minute since we've done that. So let me see. Let's talk about Fring Viper really quickly. I like to bring up progress reports on Fring Viper. He is making the rounds. He has left his 5th stop, I think, 4th or 5th. He's leaving or just left. I have to check, but that project is moving along much more, much nicer than Tuco did.
Okay.
Welcome back.
I want to bring something up.
All right.
I want to bring something up. I can't help
Do it.
myself. I got to do it. Because I want to know something. All I ever hear is about Super 7. All I ever hear is about how people shit on the Ultimate series all the time. So my question is this. Why do they keep making Ultimate series figures? Like, can anybody in the chat answer me why, if the Ultimates are so shitty, then why do they keep making the Ultimates line? Is it the packaging and they're for inbox collectors who like to display? Is it like, and as Nolan says, what grinds my gears? But my thing is like, again, I've said it many times.
I kind of like that one.
I like the Ultimates figures in G.I. Joe because they're the cartoon-based figures. I do like them. I understand they're not good figures. I get that, okay? Then why do they continue to make these figures? Like, who's buying these figures? And are they not upside down in this venture by now? Like, are they overproducing and not selling? Like, how many? I'd love to know, I'd love to know their numbers. How many Ultimates? And this is the new Thundercats line that's coming out from Super 7, Ultimates line. They look great. I love them. They look fantastic. I just don't understand, if they're so shitty, who's buying these and why do they keep making them?
Somebody is buying them, because I believe you're right. By now they would have to be totally upside down with like anything they do. I like the Reaction Plus. I'm not buying every single one of them, but I do.
We're gonna talk about those. A couple of those.
But I will say there is a market for them, because I don't know who that market is for all of it. I don't know where it is. I think they have such niche IPs with some of the stuff. People know that they're not going to get that figure anywhere else. Punk has talked about that with some of the band figures that they've done, but somebody somewhere is buying it. So I talk about
is it the
Jay?
Normies?
I don't know. I talk about Jay down at Yojo Depot. He sells a lot of Super 7 stuff, and he deals directly with them as a company. He doesn't go through a distributor. He gets his Super 7 stuff straight from Super 7. He knows Brian Flynn, and he sells it at his store. Some stuff sells better than others, but he has a lot of Super 7 stuff in his store, and I see it move. And I've
That's
mentioned before, like his biggest selling thing is the Godzilla stuff in Super 7.
okay. Now, because obviously some lines are going to move more than others, and as Matthew says here, because dumbass normies keep buying them. Packaging is great. Figures suck. Normies love them like pops, like me, I assume, as a normie.
I thought you meant like loving pops.
I would hope he's thinking Funko, but evidently not. Thank you, Matthew. Yes, they are overproducing and losing money, and of course, look, War Chest. I can't argue with it. Somebody's enjoying it, even if it's a German prawn. But Nolan says for the most part, their figures look good. They're just overpriced and don't have a very good articulation, which we've heard. We know that. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Todd's like, hey, look, most of the people I know, they keep them in the box, right? They keep them in the box. That's what you do. The presentation is fantastic. And yeah, appreciate it. Thank you, Matthew, for the save in the 5-hole. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring it up, and like it didn't have to spend too much time on it. I just wanted to ask the question because again, it's like when I look up toy news, which I will look through, Toy News International, whatever, and different, news sites. And then I see like, oh, this is the new Ultimate series coming out from Super 7 and it's Thundercats or it's whatever. And I'm like, okay, but why? But why are they doing this? And for the cost
nobody else is making Thundercat stuff.
Well, and I get
that.
It all. I get that. I guess for me, for the cost of them and how much they are, who is, buying these figures, right? And so then that leads me to this, and I know, and you mentioned about the picture we looked at earlier. I think you were talking about this picture, but I kind of did want to bring it up before we finish out with accessories because I don't think that's going to take us a ton of time. But I did kind of want to bring this up. Is that I'm sorry, folks, but this is god awful. This awful.
There's somebody out there that really wants a Tiger Force Snake Eyes. And maybe at some point down the line that figure's been done. I don't know. But
I mean, just like really? This is brutal. I don't know, man.
If you're buying all of the Tiger Force stuff, because there's a shitload of Super 7 Tiger Force reaction figures, you need that to fit right in.
It's just one of those things that I guess I asked the question, why? A Surly Barber 3620. What is up, man?
How you doing?
Hell yeah.
Thanks for
is that?
stopping.
I was gonna say, is that a new name?
I think that is
for us. I think it is. Welcome in, and appreciate you dropping by for sure. Yeah, I don't. These things are brutal to me, man. Like, I know you have a couple, right? Don't you have a couple of the?
I've got all of them.
So you?
I thought. Oh no, not all. I thought you meant the pictures of this stuff. Yeah, I've got
yes,
some.
I knew that, but I know you have some of the reaction. Now this is the Wave 7. Okay, this is the Wave 7.
That's what I've got saved of those.
Okay,
movies.
right, and I knew you did, but I was like, hey, let's just go through it, just look through it real quickly. I appreciate the effort here. Okay, I appreciate the effort as we get to some of the individual pictures. But to me, if you're gonna go this route, just go back and get the originals. Like go back. And I know not all of them are cost effective or getting all the pieces. But to me, if you're going to do this, I just feel like you might as well just go back and get the originals. And I know figures like this are not necessarily.
Never had Diana.
Right. So I get it. But I mean, these pins, like, look at it.
The shoulder rivets are terrible.
Holy
the
shit,
unpainted
man.
Shoulder rivets are awful. So that next one that you went to,
Okay,
I
this
will
I
put in
like.
that.
I like this. I think the head sculpt is actually really good. If in fact this is the head sculpt that you're going to get, I think this is great with the holster.
He's got the dead eyes, but other than
but
that,
the holster there with the like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
like that, and I like the shirt. I think that looks good. But
I like
again,
the chuckles.
and honestly, why give him boots? Why
Chuckles
is this?
need Chuck Taylors.
He needs long jeans down to the ankles or above his shoes. The boots, bad choice. It's reuse, we know that. But this right here, not bad. Not bad. But most of the others that I've seen in this reaction line, like, I just feel like for the most part, most of them just, go back and find the OGs. I don't know, man. These just do not do it for me. And of course, it's not a scale that I'm interested in. And I appreciate the colors. I appreciate some of the texture
Flash
work
looks
and stuff
good.
like that. Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. And at that price, these four, $100 for these four figures. I don't know about that.
I mean, that's retail. It's.
I know it is.
Actually, they're 20. I think they're still 20 for the regular size figures.
Okay. I'm trying to think about what I've seen at the Peg on Walmart or Target, rather, whatever. Where I have seen the reaction. Unfortunately, they always have the same ones. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring it up because to me, it's like, who is getting these, and if you do like them, why do you like them, and maybe why? Okay, right? Cold Slither, Zartan. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's will never take the place, but it does give them the license to maybe make some of these classified versions in that scale, if that makes sense, right? And Carlos, yeah, I get that too. Carlos, how you doing, man? Yeah, I get that. I mean, the rubber bands, right? The too fragile and brittle. So, I do understand that, and I totally respect it. I guess it's just some of these I look at them and I'm like, ooh, man.
Some of them are brutal.
That super light blue Snake Eyes that you do have hanging up on the wall, I think.
Oh yeah,
he's over by the light switch, maybe,
okay, on top.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that one. When I saw that one at Target, I was like, "What are we doing? Like, what are we doing?"
Like coral blue Snake Eyes.
Holy moly!
Now, we were talking about the like the Tiger Force. So I've got they're not Reaction Plus, they're the OGs, but I've got the Python Patrol, and I'm missing two, and I do want them. I'm just not going to pay like a bunch of money for them.
Sure.
I got these because I actually do like them, but I like the colors, but I also found them at a discount store for like $8 a piece. Okay. I've got Destro, Cobra Commander, and Baroness. There's a Bat and a Cobra Trooper, or Bat or a Televiper. Bat, I think, and a Cobra Trooper. I do want to get those just to have the collection of them, but I like the colors and the Python.
I guess sometimes I look at the proportions of the figures and they don't quite look right.
No,
to me, and that's the legs are sometimes like extremely skinny, or they just don't look right. I guess that's
do have that Fatal Fluffy.
Well, that's true. Get ready, folks. But so we'll see. I don't know.
All right. Let's look real quick at as soon as I find my screen here. So mention the where'd it go? Son of a bitch. All right, there we go. Kickstarter. So this is going to launch soon. I'm not exactly sure when it launches. And honestly, I didn't look too hard to see if the launch date was out there. But it is launching soon. You can be notified of launch. This is on Kickstarter. The Real American Hero Compendium sets 1 and 2. This is something that I would definitely be interested in, and I can see this being something that a lot of people would be interested in. So Skybound is doing this. It's a new compendium set. There's going to be 8 volumes, and it is the G.I. Joe comic 1 through 300 in 8
Yes.
volumes. So for anybody, Matthew says March 28th, he thinks. I knew it was out there somewhere. I'd heard, but I wasn't sure.
That's a great picture.
That sounds
Matthew.
right.
That's a great picture, Matthew, by the way.
It looks like his college
Holy
football
shit.
picture.
Like that young man right there looks like he's ready to run through a brick wall for Nick Saban. That is holy hell. What a good looking young man right there.
So this is something to keep an eye on. The first 2 are included in this. And I guess they're going to do 2 at a time. Don't know what the backing cost is going to be. I think this thing will fund within a week, whatever the target is, because if you've never read the IDW comics, this is it's just going to roll from the Marvel right into the IDWs. And
Right.
There's a lot of people that have never read the IDWs. I've still never actually finished them. I got 30 issues I've never read, but this will end leading right back up to where they relaunched it. What, 2 years ago now? 3?
Yeah.
So this, I think, would be a good set to get, and they're probably, I mean, they're not going to lose value, I wouldn't think. So if you read the comics, or if the comic is your Bible, and Hama is your Joe architect, this is all of his stuff right here.
Yeah, I've seen these like
March 24th. It's right there.
When we were at Joe Fest, obviously I got the Carson Metaxas book on the figures, right? You know, the one that you have. It has all the figures, the pictures, and great pullouts and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty badass, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this is pretty damn sweet. We've seen the different Kickstarters and different sets throughout the last few years that have been put up, right? But yeah, first 300 issues, I guess for a lot of people, it depends on how you like to read them, if that makes sense. It depends on how you like to read them. Because when I go to my local comic shop and I see how they've got this, the Energon Universe, Skybound, and they've got, issue 1 through 10 or whatever it is, they're thick, and it's like, man, do I really want them like that? Do I want to read them like that? It's nice to have, getting those trades and stuff like that. I just don't know. It just depends on how you like to read, man. Like, if you really like to have that comic, the original comic in your hand, then you're going to go all in on trying to fill in your collection.
Yep. And
something like
that
this,
have gaps.
Right, exactly. Something like this that gives you the opportunity to have it all. It's also something nice to have. Obviously, it is collector like. So to have this and have it all, if you like to display that kind of stuff or whatever, then it's great. It just, to me, are you really going to go through and read the issues? How do you like to read your
I think
comics?
a lot of people will. I think a lot of people that haven't read them for a long time, or people that have gaps in their run. And especially for the people that have never read the IDW stuff, especially for them when it gets to them. Graf is saying, I backed on Kickstarter the G.I. Joe compendium set that funded May of last year. How is this one different? That one was just the Marvel run, I believe. And this one has the IDW from 156 to 300 over 8 volumes, whereas that one was 6. I don't remember how many. I think that one was 8 too, actually.
I can't quite remember, to be quite honest with you, but I do like this comment right here.
Yeah.
because you know
It's what it seems like. Every
It's
couple
an-
years, somebody puts another one.
we're easy marks. I mean,
Yep.
we're easy marks, but at the same token, there needs to be somebody out there to supply, right? Where's the demand? But there needs to be a supply. So I get it, but I do fully understand that comment by Liquid. It's kind of like, hey, every couple of years or less, it's like, here's a new compendium, here's a new Kickstarter, here's a new collection, and it's like, and this one includes this, and it's like, yeah. I get it, I totally get it. Like,
Yep.
I do. I can see where people are just like, I'm good, I got enough.
And Dreadnought saying I have it all digital. I'd rather spend the money elsewhere. So that's where I read most of the IDW that I have read.
Yeah, you and I both. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember getting that digital, collection and buying it from that dude, and it's like, hey man, like, here's the whole thing. And while I say it's the whole thing, yes, like, it's
Yeah.
not all of it, but holy moly, dude, it's most of it. Like, it is like pretty thorough.
Yeah,
in what
it is.
I have saved on my hard drive if I want
It
to read
is
these
most of it.
comics.
So there, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, and mine's just on my external that's plugged in right now, and I can go to it right now and pull up whatever cover and whatever version. And yeah, it's a little convoluted, it's how the files are saved, and you kind of suss through it and you figure it out, and you could
Got to
rename that shit.
reorganize it.
I mean, yeah, you could rename it if you want to, if you want to really do that and go through the, you can, but it's got a lot, man. It is way more comic than I think I can ever read, to be honest with you. That's the crazy part about it. Take me a long time.
Matthew saying trades are the most popular way. Have all the floppies, but the trades are easier. First 4 volumes, great, cumbersome. 4 volumes, close to 200 issues. 5 through 8 is 155 through 300. So they're going to be pretty good sized books. So
yeah. Just I find it sometimes cumbersome to read stuff like that, as Matthew says. It is
trying to read that omnibus. It's not going to be quite that big, but yeah.
Yes, but anytime you get trades, anytime you get these collections, and it's like, you crack that thing open, like, it's a bit tough to work your way through sometimes when they're that thick. I mean, it just is.
Yeah, you might be commenting on the wrong show there.
I know he wasn't commenting about me. I know you might be talking about Punk.
Yeah, you're on the wrong show with that comment, Matthew. All right, so let's hold on. Let me find my.
Get on with it.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about our 7 favorite classified accessories.
All righty then.
And I labeled my folder top 10 classified accessories, knowing that we only did 7, but that's how I labeled it.
Yes, I have to bring up my third screen over here because I told you I'm going to have to search for them.
Yeah. I can go first if you need to pull something up. I like Dreadnought. They started making Braille, but all the pages are stuck together.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's absolutely 100%.
I still have the one you got me for my birthday last year sitting right over here.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you didn't throw it away.
Well, it is still setting out and visible.
I was just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So, all right. So I will bring up one of my favorite accessories. These are in no particular order until we get the number 1.
Okay. Okay.
And I may be cheaping out on number 1. Actually, a couple of these I may be kind of cheaping out on as far as what I picked, but it's my fucking list.
Hey, man, it is all good, dude.
So the first one that I have saved is this right here. That is the Cobra Law Hiss Gunner
Okay.
and the drum shotgun. So first time we saw this was with her. We got it with the Claw Pilot, and for whatever inexplicable reason, the Legacy police officer also had this. That is still so baffling when we've got so many other shotguns in the line. They give the guy basically an assault shotgun, but I absolutely love this. I loved it 100 figures ago. I still love it now, and that is one of my favorite classified accessories. Is the Cobra drum shotgun.
Very nice. Can't argue with that. Excuse me. All right. Come on. Are you kidding me? I love it when it doesn't want to cooperate. Wait, that's what she said.
Clint says his top 7 would be all quick kick accessories, seeing how he has 2 figures. So the Fudgy bar was real close to being on my list.
And I could totally see for a lot of people where that might fall into that category. Okay, I think I might actually have a winner here. Okay, we have a winner. I just had to share the screen. All right. Again, I usually take a different approach to this. I know we could talk about single individual accessories, and I may have some on my list. But if we're talking about classified figures and we're talking about, like, what does this figure come with that enhances this figure? The Master of Disguise Zartan is one of my favorites because just from an accessory standpoint, all the faces, right? Different masks, whatever. Do away with all the other stuff, right? The backpack, the gun, all this bullshit. But from an accessory standpoint, I do love the fact that this figure comes with all Hard Master, Soft Master, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, the skull mask, which I can't even remember where the hell that comes from. You correct me, tell me. But as a group,
I don't remember. I don't think it had a representation. Matthew will know.
Yeah, probably, and let alone the cowl. But from an accessory standpoint and from the classified line, because this is in the classified line, I love the fact that this is an option. This is like the ultimate. Now, what would have only made this better was costume accessories, right? Which, that would have been a whole nother ball game.
I can think of one thing that definitely would have made it better, but we're not there yet in the classified line.
I mean,
and that's Serpentor's head with an eye in it.
Sure. Oh, hell yeah.
Or an arrow in it, not an arrow.
Not
an arrow in the
through
eye.
the eye. Yes, I'm with you. But
I'm glad you followed.
Yep. But anyway, so not a singular accessory, but one of my favorites within the box. And I have this thanks to you, this Zartan. And but this to me is definitely like it is for sure one of my favorite accessories inside this box with this figure.
So I'm gonna make you pick one, even though it's a collective.
Okay.
You have to pick one accessory out of the set that's your favorite.
Man.
I was laughing because I remembered how I sent that to you. That's a whole nother story.
Yes, it is. We need to save that though for another day.
Yeah, we'll save that.
It would maybe be like either Hard Master or Soft Master, just because we don't have those representations.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten those, and I think that's really fun. That's a really, for the classified line, I think that's a great addition into this set, and I love the fact, obviously, the box, which you can spin around the wheel, which changes the face on Zartan on the front. So if I had to pick one, one of the other, I think, honestly, for me, does it. I just think that's so cool, and something that was really a nice exclusive edition.
And it was also one of the only nods that we've gotten to the Marvel comic.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
In all of Classified, that's like
Right.
the only thing they've done
Mhm.
and that's where I was going with the. We haven't got there in Classified with the Serpentor with the arrow in the eye because we're not getting Marvel shit.
Right.
So, all right. So next one. So we have looked at this one. So the next one is going to be this right here. Specifically, Major Blood, specifically that right there.
Yeah, it's badass.
His freaking Magnum. And it's kind of dark in here. This is the one from the new Major Blood with the red. Honestly, they're both awesome, but the extra touch of red on the handle here for this Magnum. I'm a sucker for pistols. I'm a sucker for revolver, for wheel guns. They haven't really made a bad one in the line yet. They've made some that are way better than others, and I think this is the best. Now, if it was scaled bigger, I would have probably said Copperhead's Magnum, the one that's going to come with Zanya, because I like it's like the Dirty Harry gun. It's like a 44 or a 500 Magnum with a scope on it, but it is too small for a big figure like that. So it is just scaled wrong. It's like slightly too small. So you can't go wrong with Major Blood's freaking awesome Magnum.
No, I can't argue with that. And I do love that gun with him. Like it is
It's
freaking
perfect.
Yeah, because it's
exactly the shit he would carry.
Well, it's just different enough, right? Like it's different enough and it's unique, like for him, and I think that's what makes it actually like truly like the kind of badass thing that it is. Okay, come on, jeez Louise, this is gonna be a pain in the ass, but I'll try to do what I can. Okay,
you can do it.
One of my favorites, and hopefully one of yours. It is the drum set for Buzzer. As a drummer, I love this. I think they did a great job with this. It is one of my favorites. Would I've liked to have seen a few more accessories? Maybe so. But in all honesty, I think this is fun. I think obviously we could go with any of the instruments for Cold Slither, let alone Cold Slither as a whole. But for me, I love this drum set. They have a drum pedal, a kick drum pedal. They have the hi-hat stand, snare drum, floor tom, 2 toms. They do have a hi-hat. They have a crash cymbal / ride cymbal. That's more than I could ask for. On top of the Cold Slither logo on the bass drum. And guess what, folks? A hole in the bass drum head where you would put a bass drum microphone. That in itself is like, what? Like, who does that? Like that ring and that hole right there in the bass drum is attention to detail that I'd think most companies wouldn't even think about. So for me, I think that's awesome. And so again, as a drummer, I really do appreciate the drum set here, but we could say that any of the guitars, the Flying V, and then the keytar here is fun. But
you know what we couldn't say?
The drum set is the ultimate. Well, I know what we couldn't say is there's no fucking mic stand.
There's no mic.
Yeah, there's no mic.
All of the detail you love in that drum and no microphone.
Yeah. Well, guess who ain't singing? Buzzer, because he's playing the fucking drums.
That's
Well,
right.
and Zartan, he's screaming.
He's not.
Just
He's
nobody
not.
can hear him.
Yeah, he's not singing either because.
Yeah. But one of my
no.
favorite accessories is this drum set. I think it's great. I love it, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So
They did a good job with that.
yeah,
So I got my Major Blood pistol. We got through that one. So the next one's probably a no-brainer for me. From you guys are probably thinking it's not the one that I definitely said is number one, but it's definitely on my list. And
oh
that
yeah,
is
I knew it was coming.
that is of course Scrap Iron's missile drone.
Yep.
This is the thing that got me into classified. So Scrap Iron coming with this drone. I love this thing. And now we'll look at it and a couple years after the fact and kind of be like, well, they could have done this and they could have done that. I don't
Sure.
care. This thing is still awesome. And this set was $45 when it came out.
Yep. Yep. Let's remember that.
Just it's perfect. Had the blast effects we got to see for the first of many times, but just think about how awesome this was when you first saw it, when we first got it. I love the missile drone. I still love it. So that of course made my list of favorite stuff.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. And it almost was on my list. Let's see. It almost was on my list. I did look at it. I can tell you that. But it did not make the list. However, let's see if I can get a picture of what I want on here.
Read Clint's comment.
That pic was the snow in that tree. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, man.
I saw that devastation on Saturday too, by the way. That was a mess. There was still sawing on it.
Dude, and then the pileup. The pileup is fascinating. Like truly amazing to me. The pileup of the tree itself. Okay, so this isn't going to be a great representation of this. So I'm going to try to bring up maybe one more just so I can get it because because there's two different ones actually. Okay. But I think this is really fun. I think it's something that's not necessarily overlooked, but I just think that it's a lot of fun. So okay, here we go. All right, we got a couple different versions. Let's see. Okay. Not Sergeant Slaughter, but I love the minifig. I love the minifig accessory. I think that's such a fun touch for a figure. And then of course, we do have like, we have two of them, right? We have two of them. And not only is it in the package, but guess what? You can take it out of the package and then have the minifig in hand. And I just think that that's just a fun touch for these Sergeant Slaughter figures that in a way, it's almost like a not existential. It's just almost like it takes it completely outside, looking inward and going like, you have this miniature figure in your hands, but guess what? This miniature figure has a miniature figure in his hands,
kind of breaking the fourth wall kind of thing.
Man. And exactly. And so I love this. Those that know me, I'm not a huge Sergeant Slaughter fan. I'm not a huge, big on Sergeant Slaughter. Like, my guy's the best ever. But I know people that love the guy. But when it comes to this figure and it comes to the two that this minifig comes with, and the itty ditty bat, right? But the minifig for me is such a cool, fun accessory, and the fact that the artwork represents the two different versions and the figure represents the two different versions that we got first, I love that. So for me, that's one of my favorite accessories.
I thoroughly considered both the minifig and the Diddy bag for my list, but
Yep.
I did not go with those, but I did consider those. That was one of the first things I thought was that minifig. And I've got the one from my Marauder Sarge. He's actually holding the Diddy bag with it in there.
Nice.
So on my next one, this one at this point in time might be kind of basic, but I will never ever stop loving Ripper's rifle.
Okay.
It's a perfect recreation of the one we got with him in 85. This is always he and Buzzer with the chainsaw gun, have always been like two of my favorite weapons in all of Joe. But I love this rifle with the blade. It's just the XMLR with a mag and a scope and a blade on it. But
Doesn't
God,
matter,
is that
dude.
not freaking awesome?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fantastic.
Will forever be one of my favorite weapons in G.I. Joe. So Ripper's rifle is one of them. And I do have him. He does have his sidekick Mate. You can't eat Mate.
Holy shit. That's great.
So that is another one of my favorites.
All right. Let's see if I can pull this guy up and get a good representation of what I like about this dude. Let's see. Come on. Okay. I think I got one. Because I got two, actually. Okay. First and foremost, this is kind of a combo, but it's only because we have two of these figures, and yet he comes with very similar accessories, and yet they're so different. I love the Firefly drone.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know this is a high representation, but we know that this came in classified. Okay, so find this figure. But I love the fact that the classified figure came with the drone originally. And then at the same time, I love when they went back and they gave us the little mini car.
Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't seen that again.
That is fun to me. Again, a fun accessory with the little mini car right here.
C4 strapped to it.
Yes. And then he has the remote there, and then of course with the drone he has the other remote, and I think that's just, again, another cool little touch. It's like, oh yeah, Firefly, he'd have the little mini RC car that drops out, and he could roll it underneath the car and blow the shit up, blow a car up, or he's got the drone that could come in and fire, or come in and blow shit up. It totally fits this guy, and I love that addition, and I love how both of the two different versions that we got, which originally the heavily more armored Firefly, and then later the more traditional, and how they both came with different accessories that were similar in nature and yet different at the same time. And I love that.
I like the little car more, but not by a lot.
Yeah, look at this, as low as $121.
I was looking back.
Holy shit.
And he has gone up in price. He has not gone up to $121.39 in price.
I mean, there's 58 at Walmart.
Yeah.
There's 39 here that's the other one. That's the
wow,
one.
yeah. Who would have thought we'd have seen Cobra Island Firefly cheaper
for
than
that cheap?
number 84, whatever Firefly.
Wow.
I paid like $50 for Cobra Island Firefly loose, complete, when I got him.
Yeah, my Cobra Island Firefly, unfortunately, came with somebody decided to cut a circular dong out of like a flap on the fucking package, but didn't mention it in the sale, by the way.
Yeah,
when I got it, I'm like, surprise. I'm like, what an asshole.
Like they cut out flag points or something.
There's no picture either. It's just like they just cut a loop and then
Yeah,
left it attached, and so you could just flip it open, and it's like, but it wasn't in the picture at all.
stupid.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a lot of things to like with this next guy that's got one of my next favorite accessories, and I didn't pick the one that I was gonna pick, and that's Road Pig. Road Pig has so much shit that could have been on my
Yes.
list of favorites. Raucous, and I originally grabbed Road Pig because this mask was going to be on my list. But
Okay.
when I picked him up, what I realized I liked more than the mask is his damn Warhammer that he comes
Okay.
with the spikes and the
Right.
pig face on it.
Yeah,
And
it's
then the
pretty
other
sweet.
side is the meat tenderizer. Like, I love this mask, this crazy Saw World War II German helmet mask. But when I picked him up, I took another look at the hammer, and I like Warhammers and melee stuff. I was like, I like that hammer more than that mask. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely picking Road Pig's hammer for this. I
No, I
love
like it.
this thing.
I
He
like
is
it.
not, he is not had this thing out of his hands since I got Road Pig. It's just swapped hands.
Yeah, good choice. If you guys will notice, a lot of my choices aren't really weapons. I mean, fireflies. It's I guess a weapon, but not a gun. Not a gun. And this is another choice for me that's also not a weapon, but I think it's an accessory that yeah, you may find with other action figure lines. You might find with other um, accessories, I guess. But I don't think we see it often enough. And I think this is again a case of like, hey, this makes perfect sense for the figure. It makes perfect sense for the character, and yet we haven't even like why well, what about Doc Stretcher?
Yep, that's a
And,
good one.
and as goofy as maybe it sounds to some, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a fucking stretcher." I love this. I absolutely love this. The fold up and then put it on his back. It totally makes sense. I don't think it's something that obviously years ago it's not something they necessarily could have done, but at this point now, like to me, this is super cool. And with the dragonfly, with some other things that, opportunities that you can also utilize this with, I just think it's just a super cool thing, man. And yes, I agree. Doc is greater than Lifeline 3-star. But I don't know,
Sir.
man. To me, it's like, I just think this is a great accessory that comes with the figure that is really super in a way. Maybe it's not overlooked by a lot of people. Maybe it is kind of overlooked because it's just like, well, duh, he come with a stretcher. And look, Matthew, hey, maybe it
And
doesn't,
Matthew's got to disagree.
and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's totally okay. But I like the accessory coming with this figure because otherwise, you tell me how many companies out there are making stretchers for 6-inch figures for you to go out and buy.
The only one that comes to mind is Gridiron.
So, at the very least, like, to me, this was a good inclusion. And I like this. I think so many of the guns are very similar. Now, you brought up a good point with like Major Blood, Ripper, and those are unique, whether they're new, whether they match an old figure. But to me, like, I don't know, man. Like, as I'm scrolling through, as I'm kind of looking through and looking at these accessories, I do like the inclusion of having a stretcher with him and the ability to at least, mount it and take it on his back.
Yeah, he
and
can
carry it out.
hold it and carry it. Hard to get him to balance with them shipwreck legs, but he will do it. He's been doing a good job. He's been
Yeah.
standing up with stretcher and everything on for a couple months now.
And look, this isn't a dissertation on his legs or his figure, right? I'm just talking about strictly, accessories
Yep.
and what I like and what I like to see and what I think is either a unique or fun. The
I
guns
dig
are
it. I
great.
like
you know. But to me, I like the inclusion of the stretcher with this figure. You know,
Yeah,
regardless of the execution, I do like it.
it's not always the guns that make these guys. I like the stretcher too.
Yeah.
And Brian King's here. What's going on, man? Says he got the
Hey.
gridiron set for Doc.
Sweet.
I love the medic loadout sets. Unlike a sword, you can't draw a stretcher from your back. Impossible and fake. You are correct, Graf.
That is true. That is true.
You have a point. You had a
that is a true
point.
statement.
So next one, we must absolutely, you talking about things that are not weapons, talk about the absolute greatest backpack in the classified line.
Okay, you have one on my list. This is on my list, so there's no need for me to even talk about it. Go right ahead. This is on my list. I agree 100%.
This thing deserves to be on. This is a top 5 accessory.
Awesome.
Is this freaking backpack functional? Got so much detail in it. This is probably the most detailed accessory Classified has done. Period.
I love
this
dude.
Backpack.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Other than his web gear hitting this and kicking it up where it looks like it's a sight. But other than that, that's not the backpack's fault. That's the web gear's fault. And you could probably heat it up and mold it into where you want it. But there is nothing not to love on this. And especially it fits perfectly on his back. It doesn't stick out like some of the backpacks do. And he is pretty easy to balance with this big bulky thing on. Lots of we talked about pictures and playability with some of this stuff. Lots of stuff you can do with him posed with this backpack. This one of the best things in the line, actually. I think
that's hilarious, dude, because it totally was like it 100% on my list. I'm like, oh, that backpack. I mean, if you don't believe me, I don't know if you guys can see this as far as my list is concerned, but if you'll notice, it is the third one from the top. And it says dial tone backpack. Yeah. So that's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's awesome. Great.
I love it. I love the backpack.
Okay, so let's see here. Let me go. Jesus. No, I don't want full screen. Thank you very much, Microsoft. All right. So I have a couple more. I mean, I think we're kind of at our I think what we had. I can't remember.
We had exactly. 7. No, I've got 1. I've got 1 left.
All right, you've got 1 left, and technically, I mean, I have 2 left, but it really doesn't matter because either one of them for me, it's really difficult for me to kind of say, I guess, which is my favorite between the two. It's almost kind of a combo package, and it's a figure that a lot of people I think was heavily wanted until maybe they got him or he happened and he came and it was like whatever. So I really don't know how to tell you about this particular setup, but I think this is a wonderful set, and this is Chuckles, and it's the dossier briefcase kind of like sound wave, right?
Yeah,
like cassette. It's
so much
this,
good stuff.
And so for me, it really is to nail it down to just one. But I love this picture right here.
Yeah,
right. Like because there's so much good stuff in here, but with the briefcase and again the manila folder so I don't know, it's tough. It's like, I guess as a collective, which is probably not the best way to look at it, because it's like, well, what about this particular gun, or what about this particular sword, or whatever. but from an accessory standpoint or from a figure, I love the fact that this is like the real world application of this stuff. It's just fun to me.
Yeah, it's all
And
functional, like
right. And
no techno future or anything.
you have in the picture with, obviously of a bat with the paper clip, on the so it's kind of tough. Like I said, it's and maybe it is more like a sound blaster, I guess, really, Matthew, but you know what I mean.
That's knockoff Soundwave.
Right.
It's Timu
But
Soundwave.
I think this is just a lot of fun. So yeah, it is a collective, I guess. Um, but with the earphones, right? The
Yeah.
headphones and just the all of that. I don't know. Because the other one on my list was Dr. Mindbender, which I love,
Okay.
like the brain, the hand,
Yeah.
the
So much
canisters.
good stuff in there.
Right. And so it's like, to pick one out of that. But so I don't know, man. Like it's like I like a lot of the guns. I love the guns that certain people come with, certain shotguns, stuff like that. But I guess to me, it's like sometimes some of this stuff really seems more like as a combo package or as a collective or as a whatever, right? From an accessory standpoint, rather
Yeah.
than just a singular individual piece out of that package, if that makes more sense.
That makes perfect sense there because a lot of the stuff goes together. Like
Right.
you gotta use like you're not gonna have chuckles in the with the files and not the folder.
Just yeah, just a fun thing. You get
Great
you
set.
get the handcuffs, right? You get the
Yeah,
handcuffs there
broken
too.
and shank.
Exactly, right? So I mean there's a lot there. It's just fun to me as a collective.
Word. Well, I got one more left. Can anybody guess what it may be?
It's a dog.
It is, in fact, a dog.
I knew which one it was too. I knew it.
It is, in fact. Matthew said, way back up, Matthew said the best accessory is timber, and I was sitting here doing
No, come
that.
on.
The best accessory is without a doubt junkyard. Now Raucous gives him a run for his money
Okay.
because I also like pit bulls.
Uh-huh.
I have a pit bull, but Junkyard is the OG. I love Junkyard. I was so happy when they finally announced this set. Freaking love Junkyard so much. So Junkyard will probably, as much as I like Ripper's Gun and Road Pigs, Warhammer, fucking love Junkyard. He will always be my favorite.
There's times when we've talked about it where like I wish I could just like turn a switch and go back to my like 9-year-old self
Yeah.
and the feeling of like a brand new figure and
I
like
know.
putting them out, and looking at, he had the leash, right? Which was
Yeah.
super cool. Obviously the submachine gun. And it's like there's times I just wish that it was you're able to go back like that and just at least for just a day. Just one day.
Yeah.
And that
So much
feeling
fun.
of what it was like, to have those figures in hand. And that's one of them, man, because those colors, right? The colors of Mutt's pants, the muzzle on him. I remember having
Yeah.
that muzzle and fastening it, right? And then Junkyard and just and it's like, I can still just think about that, what that was like. And it's like, damn, man, just for one day, just to go back for one day and have those figures in hand, right? And that'd be pretty
Yep.
neat, pretty neat. And
And
that's one of them, man. That's a great pull, and I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah. I love junk, man. Mutt and Junkyard.
Yeah.
And Roadblock will forever battle for the number one spot on my favorite Joe team member.
Right.
So it depends on what day of the week it is. So
That's awesome.
and we could easily do this with the worst accessories in classified too. So we
There's
might have
several.
to visit that. Yeah,
There are several.
General Ledger.
General Ledger, but not Raptors wings though. That's a great accessory.
That almost made my list.
Me too.
I almost went with those. Just if they stayed attached a little better,
right?
If that peg on the backpack was a little bigger,
right?
They would have been on this list. I was looking at them and I'm like, so close, yet so far. Yeah. So that's our 7 favorite classified accessories for today. So we are. I guess it's probably time to wrap it up. We're only
25
20 minutes over today.
Oh, so, yeah, that's right.
Not to mention I just took an Ambien, so I'll probably get about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, we don't want you falling asleep on stream here.
I would hate to do something like that again.
Repeat yourself 3 or 4 times.
Give me 10 minutes and I'll tell you guys how much I like Junkyard.
Oh shit.
Where's Eric Thurman when you need him?
Man, no doubt about it, right? He's probably cooking something good up.
Probably so.
At this moment.
We got 24 of you guys still with us. So thank you for our golden episode, I guess, for our Fiddy. If you're not following Pop Blender, make sure you go over there and follow him for all of your pop culture stuff. What do you got coming up over on your channel?
Oh man, let's see. What are we at? Wednesday? We are at Wednesday. We are. Yes. So let's see. Let me put these in real quick. I'm going. Hello there.
That actually looks like mine in the picture.
It looks like you.
Why did you not do that at the beginning?
I don't even know. I don't know. I just looked at them. They're sitting here on the desk. It was for a commercial for Punk, but I couldn't get it to work right. And
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, but anyway, nonetheless, So Sunday night, because Sunday I will have a stream on Unfiltered, on my channel, and I don't have the topic yet, but I know I'll have it for sure by then. And then Tuesday with Matthew, obviously. That's probably about it. Yeah, man. So I mean, the usual stuff. The usual stuff. Sunday, Tuesday.
You could always bang out.
Whoa.
Review on Hit and Run.
I don't think anybody wants to hear my review on Hit and Run. I just don't think anybody's coming to me for their toy news.
I bet all 23 people that are still here would probably watch it.
I won't argue with that. I think they probably would. But no, I don't know. So, but anyway, so yeah, man, that's it. Sunday night to Tuesday night. I have some ideas for some videos, but to be quite honest with you, I think once we actually get to this year's movie season here coming up in March this month, a few weeks, I do have some ideas. So, we'll see. Yeah. Hopefully we get some good stuff to watch. So,
yeah,
that's the word.
I'm hopeful. There's quite a few things slated for this year that I'm interested in seeing in the theater. So,
and there's some TV shows that are coming up that I hope do better, perform better. You got House of the Dragon, Daredevil Born Again Season 2. We'll see if they can correct the mistakes they made. Yep. We've got some really interesting movies coming out this year. Like there's some stuff that's worth going to maybe like to see. So yeah, yep. So I hope to kind of try to get some stuff for that, But we'll see.
Word. I'll be back here on Wednesday of next week with the Crusty Old Crow for Backyard Battlefield. gotta actually have a rough idea of what we may do for a topic. We do need to talk about it and get some stuff saved, but we've actually planned ahead a little bit if we go with that topic. Other than that, I don't have anything showing up immediately that I've got a review on. I've got something I'm waiting on, but it's going to be a minute on that thing. So yeah, other than that, I promise I am working on Cobra News now. I actually meant to clip a little bit of it and play it as a
save
early
it.
commercial, but I
save
didn't.
it. Yeah, save it.
Didn't. So I am working on it. I plan to do some more work on that this weekend and gotta fine tune it, but it's a longer segment, some different humor in it. So other than that, that's all I really got going on. So we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank everybody for tuning in. If you're catching the replay, for tuning in on that. Other than that, thanks guys, and we will see you guys in
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Get ready for a surprise.